Hailing frequencies are open. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Shield of Tomorrow. We did a great job today, being only 10 minutes late. We're cutting that time down a little bit every time. This is a hell of a show to put on, so I'm going to go ahead and start off by thanking our crew because they are rad, and the way they...
Not this crew, the actual crew.
The actual
The ones working right now.
The
real crew.
Yeah, the ones working.
The people who make the magic.
The ones who are still working for money and don't live in the 24th century.
Not the pretend crew, like the real crew.
Yes, that's the actual crew.
We couldn't do this without them.
So I got some announcements tonight. I'm going to go ahead and start these things off. First off, some thank yous. I'm going to start off by thanking Tyler Boyce, who sent us Romulan Ale.
We're drinking that later, right?
No drinking GM, kids.
After the break, maybe.
We were advised to mix this with Sprite and or lemonade or something like that.
Oh.
This is vodka, rum, and blue curacao.
We can mix it with some cream soda.
Or we could turn it into the Molotov cocktail from hell, because apparently this is filled with alcohol.
Yay.
This is just like ridiculously powerful.
Can we put that on our inventory sheet?
What's that?
Yeah, we can.
Demolitions.
And we just
I know.
did.
So thank you, Tyler. That's
awesome.
That is the crew of the Sally Ride are going to get lit. All right, real quick. Oh, let me do this one real quick. This is really rad. Sam, you and I got mail this week. This is from Piper's twin.
What?
Piper's twin.
Yeah.
Piper's twin. I'm going to come over to you.
What?
Piper's twin.
Of course, Sam is one of my favorite Sams.
To help you be blasty.
Oh my god.
And also got you like one of those guys.
Oh, cool.
So now Sam can be blasty. Or a hyperactive Sprite. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little of A, a little of B with Sam.
Sam has regressed to a
That
childlike
is Sam's
state.
happy squeak.
Sam's happy squeak. I don't know if we should be that excited that Sam was given a phaser. Happy about it.
Okay.
Keep it on stand.
Oh, it's an in-package Star Trek phaser. Very nice.
That's pretty good, Internet, but I bet you can top it. I'm sure Sam would love a batleth, so let's go ahead and ship that.
I would like one of those.
Yeah.
I think we all would. Mechleth would like
Please,
one.
Mechleth over Batleth any day of the week, twice on Sundays.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you
And
going to open that?
oh, yay.
I don't have my Yushan Tour yet, so if somebody's got one.
Piper's twin.
Gotcha.
Piper's twin finally got me my own Team Human mug.
Oh,
I got my Team Human mug.
So much, Piper's twin.
I'm
This is
so happy.
amazing.
Yes, thank you.
You're amazing.
Radness. Oh, I love this. So now I've got something to drink my coffee with tonight. Although, I should tell you, I don't think, do we have, I'm just going to, Zach, do we have those glasses yet? We don't, right?
No, we got them, they were too small for camera.
They're too small for, so our Twitch crew has also surprised us. By the way, thank you again, Piper's twin. This is fantastic.
Ooh, this is
Our Twitch crew has surprised us. Zach surprised us. They got us the actual glasses that they use on TNG.
What?
Yeah, they found replicas of usable glasses, so they ordered those for us. So we're actually going to be able to sip Earl Grey from the actual tea. So thank you, Piper's twin. The other announcement I wanted to make real quick is Star Trek Adventures, the very game we are playing, is now available on DriveThruRPG, guys. It's up on, the PDF is available on DriveThruRPG, so go check it out. Also, real quick, a big shout out to Greg Campbell, who I obviously share a last name with, for our overlays, our crew overlays. One of the members of our auxiliary crew in Discord chat created these rad overlays that I spotted and reached out to him and asked him if we could use them, and he said yes. And we put them up. They were called, we used to call this the Twitch overlay, but we have decided we are now calling it the Aki overlay in honor of one of our big fans, Aki.
All-knowing interface.
All-knowing interface. So the Aki system is now laced with our cool-ass crew overlays that y'all are probably seeing about now by Greg Campbell. So thank you, Greg. Big shout out there.
Wow.
And lastly, I'm going to give a big shout out to Quest Design Canada, which is an Etsy store that made us this.
Wow.
We reached out. I reached out to them and asked them if they could custom make a plaque for us, a ship plaque.
Wow.
And they did.
That is beautiful.
We're going to post better images of this online so you guys can check out the names. If you're wondering who John Campbell is, that's my grandfather who got me into Star Trek when I was a little boy. He's underneath Starfleet Command. And some of my favorite people up there. And some of the folks that made this show possible. Some of the people who were crazy enough to take a risk on it. No, I'm not going to leave out Sean Becker and Marisha Ray, who were just like, yeah, let's give Eric a Star Trek show, and kind of went with it. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll be posting this up Also, real quick, I'm just going to let him know because he's not going to think to look at it. But Matt Colville, you're also on this thing because you helped me crunch these rules when we were learning the game. So thanks, buddy. Nothing like having the game designer of the last Star Trek RPG help you understand the current one. So that's handy.
It's teamwork.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you so much for Quest Design Canada for giving this rad plaque. We're going to hang it up on the set so it'll be ready for next episode. Let me see if I can find a place to put this without destroying it, because that would suck. Yes, Amy.
I think I just wanted to add something. Last week when we were thanking Anovos for our wonderful uniforms, I think I forgot to thank Kate on camera, and people were asking about my wonderful, wonderful doctor's coat.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the literal fulfillment of a childhood dream. I dressed as Dr. Crusher for the costume contest that I held with my 5 friends who had declared ourselves a Star Trek fan club in 5th grade. So thank you, Kate Friedlander, for much improving on the random men's shirt that I wore at that time.
Awesome.
Amy Tom,
Yeah.
thank you for being you.
There's that too.
You're a Star Trek fan club if you say you are, right?
Yeah.
That's how that works?
Yeah.
I think I was one all by
actually
myself for a long time.
Oh, we have.
Can I be in your club?
Yeah.
Okay.
You already are. You didn't know.
We have announcements.
You're on the member
Okay,
jacket.
let's see.
Quick.
Where are we at?
Should
Yeah, we still got some time, so
Yeah.
we got 5 more minutes. Go ahead and
Okay.
get to your announcements.
I'll do 2 quick announcements because I have 2 improv shows coming up. One is at SDCC next Thursday at Old Town Improv.
That's right.
And it's at 8 p.m. at Old Town Improv. And then directly after that at 9:15 p.m. is Swords and Sorcery by bearded men who are
we love
part
the
of the
bearded
Geek and
men.
Sundry family. So
This is Comic-Con, y'all.
And
Yeah.
after you go to that at Comic-Con, then you can go to the Bangarang party hosted by Nerds Like Us and see a Library Bird set.
Yes!
And
Oh,
also
perfect.
DJ, basically the Dante, I can't remember his last name, the guy who played
Bosco.
Rufio.
Dante Bosco.
He's DJing, and I'm doing a set with Xander there.
I was going to say,
Awesome.
cool. If you're doing any Bangarang thing and Dante Bosco's not there at Comic-Con,
Yeah.
somebody should have called him. But
Somebody
glad
should
to
have
see
I mean, it's his bash. It's
Yeah.
the Heroes and Rebels bash.
I
Nice.
can't. I like.
And dress as
lo-
your best rebel.
that guy is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
But every
Best.
time I just cannot. I thought forever I would just view him as Rufio, but I just cannot get rid of Zuko. Like it's every time I'm in front of Dante, every
man.
time I've crossed paths with him, I'm like Zuko.
Yeah.
It's Zuko.
I have one more quick one.
Yeah.
Sorry. Tomorrow and Friday in Hollywood at the Ruby Theater, I'm going to be improvising YA Dystopia with my group Ripley Improv. And that's at 8 p.m., 9:30 p.m. at the Ruby Theater in Hollywood. And I'm going to post links to tickets on our break once we...
Real quick question: can you announce your panel about at the Star Trek convention? Can you announce
I
that?
believe so, yeah.
Yeah, because so Eliza is going to be on a panel at Star Trek Las Vegas, and this
Yeah.
was happening before she joined our cast. And who are you on that panel with, Eliza?
With Gates McFadden.
With Gates McFadden. What?
Yeah.
She's brilliant.
So cool. You should just you should kidnap Amy's coat and just like have her.
I should
As
kidnap
long as I'm in
Amy.
that coat, yes. Here, I brought you this coat.
And the
Kidnap
person
all
in
of
it.
us, really.
Yep.
I'm actually trying to figure out a way to go. I can go.
I've never
I
been.
just-
I've always wanted to go.
We have a gig on that Saturday, so I'm like trying to juggle both. If I can
Yeah.
go for like 2 days and then like fly back really
Which you
fast
could.
on
It's
Saturday,
close
do a
enough.
gig, then fly back.
Yeah.
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 Let's drive it
That
out
is
there.
hardcore, man.
We've got enough Star
keep
Trek
our
music to
announcements
listen to
under 10
for
minutes.
for
What's that?
hours. I'm saying for the road trip there. The other last thing is Lisa and I are going to be appearing on Project Pixel on Monday.
Oh, right on.
On this very thing that you're watching right now.
Yay.
Where we're going to probably be doing some Star Trek-y related arty stuff.
Heard about this.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. So check that out Monday. I think it's 6 p.m. is when it's
I just
happening.
want to compliment the fan art that's been coming in.
It's been so
We've
good.
done one episode,
amazing.
and
Yeah.
the fan art is just nuts. It's so good.
Because we're igniting
quality.
imaginations.
One more quick announcement. Well, really quick.
Okay.
Just in case anyone's local and goes, oh, what am I doing on a Tuesday night or a Tuesday, not night, in the middle of like, what am I gonna do on Tuesday? You're gonna go celebrate Stan Lee, right? Because that's a cool thing to do. Because
straight.
we're gonna celebrate Stan Lee, his 95 years of Stan Lee. He will be there. It's gonna be a big shindig, and Xander and I are performing for that as well.
Ooh, where is this?
In Hollywood. The after party's at Stark Mansion. And
Of course it is.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
What?
that's
Yeah,
a
I'll go to
fictional
this.
place. Where is the F?
Sorry.
it's a real place.
It's a dark mansion.
I'll post links and all the information is
Yeah.
on there
Cool.
because I'm really bad at
Okay.
remembering details because my brain is like swamped for next week.
Gotcha,
But
sure.
it's going to be amazing. And Xander and I are doing 2 new songs as the library bards that were specifically written for Stanley himself.
Oh, snaps.
Oh,
And
snaps.
in closing, as we move into the game, I just want to send a special shout out to our sick library bard,
Oh, Xander.
Xander, who is home with strep throat
He's
right
watching
now.
right now.
And
with
he's
strep
watching.
throat.
Xander, we hope you get better soon, buddy.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have a lot of stuff to do next week.
Yeah, his body's going to kill you if you
Buck
don't.
up.
All right, guys. I think that's it for the announcements, unless anybody has anything else. Unless
Hey, I'm not
anybody
Talon
has
yet.
anything else
This
they
is
would like to
Eliza.
announce. Oh yes, Sam. Was that a pencil raising? Did you want to say something?
Well
Sam's
done.
glassy.
excited.
There's no batteries in it yet.
Oh, okay.
We need batteries.
All right.
Making me nervous.
Well, we
closing
have
the phaser.
bats.
I'm excited.
Can you put the bat in there
that fit?
and make it a battery?
No, it doesn't work.
We'll try it over break.
All right, we'll work on it.
See if we can get it going.
I
Okay.
can science anything into existence.
That's true. You
Thank you for being patient as we get through our announcements.
Sorry,
We are
one
getting
moment.
better. I'm sure you've noticed at keeping them shorter. We can jump into the game. All right, so let's do a quick recap of where we left off.
One momentum.
Yes.
We have 1 momentum token.
Oh,
2.
Now,
Damn
Sam just updated us.
Is it a new?
I wrote it down.
Oh man.
one
Just
momentum.
One? Oh, because of probably a new scene, we probably lost one.
I don't know why,
it
but
was
when
the
you said
same
one
scene we
momentum,
actually
I literally
moved
I
on
registered that
the
as
episode,
un momento,
Un momento.
and I was like, what?
One momentum.
We're stopping.
One momentum. We have 1 momentum right
It's a
now.
bilingual show, okay? At least 2 of us speak Spanish. You speak Spanish, right?
Un poquito.
Un poquito.
I speak terrible high school
Spanish was the first
Okay.
language I ever learned, and I completely forgot it because I was born in Panama. No joke.
Really?
Yes,
Yep.
snakker barlet norsk.
What?
Oh,
I speak a little Norwegian.
nice.
Okay.
Great.
You're multilingual.
Derailed. We were doing so well. We were about to start the game.
It's like a bunch of ADD.
Will you teach me Norwegian?
How many of us here have ADD? Me, Bonnie, Amy.
I'm already distracted from what you just
Okay,
said.
sorry. All right. We're gonna jump in. We're gonna jump in. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our recap from last week's episode, which was our very first episode. Of course, we met the crew and we got to know some of our new engineer, Jiv, the very onerous Tellarite, which is kind of typical for a Tellarite. Captain Martinez and his crew learned that Klingons had withdrawn from the Kittimer Accords. That was a big reveal that happened just as you were on your way to the Starbase. I think it was Starbase 5? Deep Space 5, that's right. Deep Space 5, yeah, news came down the pipe that the Klingons had withdrawn from the Accords. Now, this isn't that big of a surprise. After the news broke out that Klingons had invaded Cardassian space and the Federation condemned the action, everyone kind of figured something like this might happen. But not so decisively and as quickly as it did. Klingon ambassadors withdrew from Earth within hours of the Accord of dissolving. So the news is kind of struck home. You guys didn't really have a lot of time to process it when the Admiral dropped the news on you as you were on your way to investigate a distress call at Citrian 7.
I got a question, Eric.
Yeah.
How many Klingons are in Starfleet other than Commander
Worf?
Is he the only one?
With the exception of, yes, he is the only Starfleet officer. The only other Klingon that's actually on Earth or Starfleet is his son, Alexander.
Really?
Let's get this going here.
Yeah. Okay. So is he like he's got to be one of the most famous Klingons in Starfleet. Like everybody must know of him.
Everybody knows of Commander
Okay.
Worf, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody knows about Commander. Same way everybody knows about Commander Data.
Correct.
Everybody knows about
Correct.
Commander Data. And
Okay.
I think Worf is actually a commander at this point. I'd
I
have to
think
look
so.
at the timeline again. There's a lot of ranks to keep
Yes.
track of. But I believe he's
Sounds
achieved the rank of commander at this
As
point.
of the dissolution of the Kittimer Accords, he was made a strategic operations officer on DS9, and that coincides with his promotion, I believe.
Everybody get that?
Yeah. Yeah, he goes from yellow to
Commander
red.
Worf.
That's right.
All right. A typically placid M-class planet was suddenly experiencing dangerous and unexplained weather phenomenon. Citrian 7 had sent out a distress call to the Sally Ride saying that they were experiencing intense weather phenomenon. So much so that it was endangering the colony, and they needed, mostly they were calling for medical help because they had had injuries and some external damage to the structure. As you guys arrived at Citrian 7, what you actually discovered is that the planet looks like it's undergoing a massive weather upheaval. It doesn't look like a typical storm system is blowing through. And from what the computers have told you about Citrian 7, there's nothing to indicate that this weather phenomenon that's taking place is natural at all. It's extremely anomalous, if you can say extremely anomalous, but you can't really. It's just anomalous. So the options as you arrived were kind of slim. You had few options. You could not beam down because of the ionic interference that was taking place in the atmosphere. It was too risky. You guys discussed taking a shuttle down, and it was decided eventually that the safest course of action here, especially if you have to evacuate, was in fact to land the Sally Ride on the surface, which, as some of you at home probably realize, the Intrepid-class starship is in fact capable of making planet-side landings. As far as I know, the first starship in Starfleet to be able to do that. You guys can trek me on that. Upon entering the atmosphere, the ship was jarred by a strange gravitational disturbance, which caused Ensign Sage to lose control of the helm.
Not my fault.
Not my fault. The scans that you had, the scans that you guys had sent out on the edge of the system was to find out exactly what was going on. Plus, you are still a little jumpy, as we've all seen from your previous mission about, was it a year ago, I guess? 6 months ago?
Yeah. 6
months ago, on one of your first missions into a nebula, you guys were ambushed by Orion Crime Syndicate raiders.
Capo Malgog.
Captain
My arch
Malgog,
nemesis.
yes, the name of the, yes. For those of you who might feel a little lost, we're referring to game episode 0, which was our pre-game that we ran before we started streaming this. We are going to be coming up, we've had questions about this. We're going to do crew logs to do a reflection as to what happened during that game. But essentially, the crew encountered a temporal anomaly and found themselves engaged in a life and death situation with Orion Syndicate. Their captain, Captain Malgog, took the crew captive and brutally executed your chief engineer,
Linzatus,
who was a favorite of the crew, and was your first engineer as the Sally Ride had set sail. Ever since then, you've been very, Captain. It hasn't gone unnoticed to yourself or to the crew, and this goes the same for Commander Rue. You guys have been a little jumpy when you get distress calls now. There's a little bit of distrust. This is not the first time, of course, that Federation starships have been ambushed, because people know that Federation starships will always answer a distress call, which is why yellow alert is the standard when you're answering a distress call, which is why you were at yellow alert when you entered the atmosphere of the planet. This ended up not helping too much. As I said, the gravitational forces sheared and disrupted the entry sequence as Ensign Sage rather, was doing her best to pilot the Sally Ride down through the upper atmosphere. As this was happening, Lieutenant Commander Talon detected what the source of the gravitational disruption was. It was in fact coming from the moon, which was hundreds of kilometers out of its orbit, and in fact seemed, according to the data that you were receiving, seemed to actually be approaching the planet, like it had been knocked out of orbit or was being pulled into the gravitational force of the planet.
An episode called The Pull might involve some pulling.
Yes. The episode is called The Pull. This is part 2. Thank you for reminding me that. My writers keep saying, hey, Eric, remember to say the name of the episode. I never remember.
I got you.
Sorry, guys. So that's where we're going to pick up. Right now, you're all looking at a view screen that is giving you a dizzying image of the atmosphere of this planet. A cloud. You're watching these angry clouds swarming underneath the Sally Ride as you have entered the atmosphere. There's that orange-red glow as the hull becomes superheated. And the moment you all break through the initial push into the atmosphere, you see the ship lurches to starboard, and you all see this angry storm system miles beneath you, as well as the continent stretching out just beyond its border. It's a horrifying sight. especially because you're watching it tilt, it's clearly you guys are off axis as you're dipping way too low. The nose dips way too low. And even though inertial dampeners are keeping you all from pitching forward, the rattling, the shaking the Sally Ride is undergoing has made you all aware that she is in distress as you all pitch down into the atmosphere. From outside the planet, people would literally be watching an Intrepid-class starship become a fireball as it entered orbit, into the upper orbit. Yeah, as Marisha would say, go meteor. So you just, you guys enter orbit. You guys are hearing, just alarms blaring as the Sally Ride is trying to correct itself, but the inertial dampeners are being pushed to the limit. And you hear Ziv in main engineering come over the loudspeaker and go, "What the hell is going on?"
Status report.
I was in the middle of a diagnostics, Captain. Shields are holding. Inertial dampeners are being pushed to the limit.
I need some answers, people. What have we got?
Right now, you've got a ship that's dipping out of control. So what we're probably going to need.
I need to get control of the ship.
Yes, because
somehow
the longer this goes unchecked, the more difficult it is going to be. You're in a ship that's the size of 3 football fields, falling out of control.
Can I try to level out?
You can definitely try to level out.
Okay.
Here's how we're going to do this.
I've been looking at all my paperwork, seeing what I can use to help.
Anybody else hear the anxiety in poor Sage's voice?
Anyone else want to take the helm? Anybody? I think I'm going to become a doctor. You got this. Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, you're going to make your check. So this is going to be your control con check. You can apply your. You do have helm as a focus, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
definitely helm systems.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to kick in your focus, which will give you the increased chance to crit.
Okay, so
here's the problem, though.
The difficulty is.
No, the difficulty is not going to be too vicious.
Okay.
The difficulty I'm going to place it at 2, but this is what I'm going to do because you guys are going through an ion storm, and one of the things that's happening is y'all are spiraling into the upper atmosphere. Is the Sally Ride is currently being struck repeatedly by bolts of ionic energy from this lightning storm.
Of course it is.
This is playing havoc with the shields, but more importantly, it's getting through the shields and actually playing havoc with the systems. So, the difficulty is only going to be 2, but I'm going to increase the complication range by 3.
Okay, and I probably can't use Sally either, can I?
You can use Sally.
Am I on
no,
auto?
she'll help you here.
Okay.
But if you roll an
going straight
18,
to
19, or
manual?
20, it's a complication.
18, 19, or 20. Okay.
And you have 1 momentum to
I'm
spend.
going to use 1 momentum.
Yep.
If that's okay
Yes.
with everybody.
So go ahead, you're going to increase your chance of success. Go ahead and add that die.
I got 3. And Sam, do you want to roll for Sally?
Yes.
All right,
definitely.
and it's con plus.
It's going to be your con
Control?
plus control, yes.
All right, 14, everybody. We got
And
this.
do you know
and
what
I'm
to roll
using
for
my
Sally?
focus.
Let's see.
It should be, it's going to be structure plus con.
Structure con.
Yeah.
I got this, everyone. Here we go.
Difficulty is 2.
1 success.
What'd you roll? Did you roll any
18,
complications?
15, and 11.
She rolled a complication.
Oh, balls. I think there's something wrong.
Is there a way that we can
Customs?
succeed at cost?
Yes, you can succeed at cost. I would hate to destroy the Sally Ride.
What if Sally on the
game
first
2.
episode?
My
Can
backup character's great. It's cool.
can Sally ride roll and
Only if you want. Only if you got
Cannot,
2.
so because whenever you roll using Sally's systems,
That's right.
she can't help you unless you succeed. Now you did just initially roll 1 success.
Yes.
So here's how the rolls succeed, because Sam still has to roll. So the way this works, so here, let me explain this, because I don't think I explained it too well when we played this the first time.
Okay.
You don't have to roll automatic success when you are rolling for the Sally Ride. You just have to roll 1 success. If you roll 1 success, then the Sally Ride can also roll the die and try to add her successes to you.
Okay.
And then you can possibly hit the 2 you need. Right now, you've got 1 success and a complication.
All right,
I will-
Sally.
So go ahead and make your roll. 1d20.
I need you,
Roll.
Sally.
An 11.
Crit.
No shot.
Yeah, is
Yep.
that 2 successes?
That's
for
2
some-
successes.
Yes, so we get 1 more momentum back, right?
Yeah.
If
so
we
you'll
choose to
earn
pool
back
it and
the
not spend it,
momentum.
which we probably do.
Yeah. Whoa, where are you at? Yeah.
Atta girl, Sally.
Thank you,
Done.
Sally. Can I just set her to autopilot? I don't even think I need to fly this thing anymore.
Sam, can you fly it? I'm gonna,
Sam, you wanna
I
take
am,
over?
however, awarding myself a threat because you rolled a complication.
Oh, great.
I'll save that for later.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, so as the Sally is banking, you can feel it fishtail. No one else is quite aware of exactly what she's doing as the nose dips. Sage, the thing is you were born to fly. And you can watch, as you're monitoring both the readouts on the data in front of you and monitoring the visuals in front of you, you can tell that the Sally, even though she's keeping stable, she's fishtailing through the atmosphere right now, which could potentially cause some serious structural damage, particularly to the nacelles. Because of that instinct, because of what you're seeing, it takes just a few moments. You all watch as Ensign Sage, her fingers fly across the LCAR system in front of her, and after a series of beeps, you watch the Sally begins, the shaking begins, and it begins to stabilize, and finally the rattling all around all of you becomes just a steady, sort of subtle hum as you correct and bank up just enough, so now you're in the correct entry mode. And you regain control of the ship. At about that point,
Thank you, Ensign.
the red glow around the hull dissipates as you enter the atmosphere, and it's just air now. You're actually managed to slow your descent, but that storm that's down below is going to be, it's going to be a tricky landing.
Yeah, I probably can't see very much.
There's also something else I want you to consider, Sage, and this is not necessarily something that's going to affect your roll, but this is your first time outside of a simulator landing an Intrepid-class starship on a planet.
Thanks for that. Thanks,
I'm
Sarah.
telling you this. I'm telling you this because you're doing it under extraordinary circumstances. You were not giving training wheels for this.
No.
So
yeah, this was not in a simulation.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to factor that in on the next roll. Because I'm evil and I was given
A threat.
threat.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So
Bring
Captain, you what? Oh, sorry. What's up, Commander?
I'll save it.
Okay, Captain, you notice the ship has regained. Your ensign has regained control of the Sally Ride. She has steadied herself, and as you are in descent, you do spot, as I said before, that storm down below. It kind of looks like it doesn't look like. It doesn't have the spiraling effect of a hurricane, like when you see the satellite photos from space. It does have that same really gnarled, angry look. Judging from the view from up here and from the readings the Sally Ride is getting from the storm system, this is probably, you're probably looking at winds that are topping about 60 miles per hour. So tornado force winds at this point. But right now, the ride is totally fine. She is corrected and being flown in. Somebody's going to need to scan for a landing spot for you guys.
I'm busy. Someone else do it.
Can I do
You want to do it, Talon?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and make a roll. Difficulty here is going to be 2 because of the ionization effect. It's really playing havoc with the sensors.
All right.
There's also a lot of
Difficulty 2.
unusual interference that you're not able to pinpoint. It could be the gravitational forces that you detected right before you hit Atmo. Go ahead and make your roll. The difficulty is going to be 2.
Okay. What were we saying?
Should we use a momentum?
Oh, honestly, I wouldn't hate for the doctor to scan for a landing spot and you to check and see if there are gravitic disturbances now that we're on the planet. I feel like there's something wrong, and our science officer might want to take a look at it.
I agree with that.
That's a great
That's a good
idea.
idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doctor, can you scan for a
Got
landing?
hands? Might as well use them.
Yes,
Yes.
please. And Talon, if you
Doc.
could get us some advanced readings on what the hell is going on out there, that would be greatly appreciated.
So,
Yes,
Dr.
Captain.
Throlo, you pivot in your chair, and this is the first time you've served in Starfleet for a while now, but this is the first time you've had a station to yourself on the bridge. And as you kind of pivot towards the controls and put your hands across the LCARs, you kind of, for a split, you would never give up Starfleet Medical, but as your hands touch the console, you get it now. You're like, the scientific display comes up, yeah. So the sensor readings come up. Go ahead and make a roll. Difficulty is 2. Do you know what to roll, and who wants to roll for the Sally Ride?
I'm happy to just keep rolling with
Yeah.
the caveat
Commander,
that I
if you
might
just wanna
suck
be-
occasionally.
After that,
Is
Chris,
this a
I would
reason
suggest
science?
Well, you know, the dice
this
give
would
it, the dice
be-
take it away.
That's a good question. This would be a reason science check.
All right.
And it is DC 2 down to 1 for sensors.
Oh, that's right, because the Sally Ride is an enhanced sensor suite, so it is only a difficulty 1.
We're good.
You gotta
all
keep reminding me of that, because you will, I know.
My target is 15. Do we want to
I don't
spend
know what you're talking
momentum to try and get momentum? Or save it for a higher target roll?
Well, the Sally Ride still gets a roll too.
How confident are you feeling on your?
I mean, the difficulty is not 1.
target.
correct?
It's 2.
Difficulty's now 1, so your chance of
it is
getting
1.
momentum is already pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's up to you.
But we
So
could always spend
landing.
momentum in the hopes that we could get more momentum back, but that's a risk if, we lose.
It's a risk at 1, but
Risk is our business, people.
right.
All right.
Let's
Ooh,
do it.
Sorry.
We're gonna
This was
spend
Dr.
that
Who, I'd give you a
momentum.
story point right now.
Let's use that momentum. 3 dice, Doc.
All right.
We're on a roll.
Ah.
Faith in my crew.
Mighty big ship. Let's see where we can't put her down. Do I have any focuses that apply to this? I probably don't. Damn. But I did get 2 successes.
Okay. Sally Ride. Let's see what the Sally Ride is able to do for you.
1 over target.
Okay. So
it's okay.
that'll be 1 momentum though. You still gain 1 momentum.
No
so
net loss.
Everybody
Got it.
add that blue chip to their.
Yep.
Got it.
you
Everybody already added it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
We're good.
Yeah, there's actually, it's about, I would say about half a mile from the research facility is the best place. The interesting thing about the research facility is there's just sprawling farmlands all over this place. This place was, as the computer, I believe the information you got last time was that this place was a research facility for sort of like a testing ground for terraforming and colonization.
Right.
And right now
Right.
they have swaths of farmlands of food that they're attempting to grow in different types of atmospheres. So you actually see a lot of great places to land about half a mile away from the facility.
Just as a question based on what I'm seeing,
Yeah.
I'm obviously medical science is my field, but science was my minor. Is everything I'm seeing in line with a terraforming facility? Do they am I
You're
just
asking
looking
if
at
you're
this-
seeing like ballistic missile silos waiting for you down below. Nothing like that. No. For just a tertiary. I would say just
weird gravity experiments visible from space?
Nothing like that. According to the sensors, you are detecting large swaths of biological growth, indicating that this is in fact a community for farming.
They really are botanists.
But with 2 successes, if you want to learn, you got momentum. If you want to learn any more, you have to spend momentum. But
Let's bank that one.
Yeah, let's save it.
cool. So you do get through the haze of the sensors.
Lander.
You got to be impressed with Sally Ride's sensors. Despite the fact of the storm, she's able to pinpoint a landing spot for you, and that information is immediately fed to your helmswoman.
Thank you very much.
Fine science vessel.
So now, Talon,
Lieutenant
I
Commander.
believe the commander was going to have you. You guys were going to roll to try to determine these. Now, specifically, what were you doing? Were you
So-
trying to pinpoint the source of the gravitational anomalies?
Anomaly? I think
Were you
that's what it
scanning-
was.
Or something with the ion storm.
What's pulling the moon?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, since it just happened,
Because the last
We want
time
to-
we did a sensor sweep, we got the information that it was
600 kilometers closer
that
than it
the
should
moon was out of whack.
Yeah.
But now we can look for specifically what is the source of that.
be. We're right on top
since
of it now.
it's just
What's pulling
yeah,
the moon?
since there
So
was
the
a
difficulty
surge
is
of
2.
something
Sally
like
Ride has incredible sensors, so that
Yes.
reduces it
Okay.
to 1. I'm spending
one
threat.
threat.
Ooh.
All
And
right.
I'm going to raise the difficulty to 3.
Oh,
What?
okay. We're gonna need that.
Take this away.
Dr. Throw.
I did a blue chip.
Dr. Throw is like, are you kidding me?
Gonna spend that momentum, everybody.
And we do get to use the ship, so that's good.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Quite
you get
so.
to use the ship sensors.
So it's 3 down
All
to
right.
2.
All right.
No, he bumped it up to. Did you
bumped
bump
it
it
up
up
to
to
It's
three.
already.
Is it now difficulty 3 or is
now
it 4 down to 3?
It is now difficulty.
Or is it 3
it is
down to
now
2?
difficulty 3.
Ooh.
We were at 2.
I spend momentum to bring the difficulty up to
Yeah.
3 after the sensors, after the Sally Ride sensors have been
He
factored
used
in.
2 of his
Oh.
threat to make
So
it
you-
Yeah, 2.
I
Brought it
increased-
2 higher to be clear.
Yes, that's correct.
'Kay.
Your difficulty was going to be because all of your sensor scans right now are difficulty 1. I spent threat to raise it to 3.
Nice.
Okay.
Great.
What a skip. Okay.
All right.
Got this.
If it makes you feel any better, it costs me 2 threat.
Oh,
every
I'm
time
aware.
I raise the difficulty per.
Oh, Sam's aware.
Yeah. No, Sam's like, oh no, I'm keeping track.
Do we have determination?
I don't know what you're
A quick question. I forgot to ask. Do we have determination right now? Do we start with 1?
Everyone, you always have determination. Yeah. So the beginning. So real quick, to let everybody know what determination is, because this may be the first time y'all have heard of it. This is a system in the Star Trek Adventures RPG. Every character has something that calls to them. It's one of the reasons why they serve in Starfleet, or it is who they are to their core. And when you are confronted with something where your determination can kick in, you can declare that you were using your determination, and if I concur that this is an appropriate moment to use that determination, you spend it for the game session, and you immediately gain a critical hit. You get 2 successes. According to the book, the way it functions is you get a die that's rolled a 1. Other game vernacular is you just basically get a crit. So you get 2 successes automatically.
You can use, when I used it in the episode 0 as an example. It's confusing.
Yeah. I had to use one with a Klingon because I was getting my butt kicked by Sam, and if he didn't burn his determination, he was going to lose really quick. Turns out he lost quick anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so.
That's quick.
All right, so.
What am I using?
So go ahead. This is going to be a reason and science roll, and the Sally Ride, of course, will be using her sensor suite. It's the same as the last time.
Let's use.
So go ahead and make her roll. And see if she's able to detect what's going on. Difficulty is 3.
2 successes, but 1. Is that a complication?
Did you roll 20?
No.
19.
A 19? No, you're good.
Okay, good. So 2 successes.
So the Sally Ride actually might be able to succeed here. Let's find out if she can get it.
No.
Sam, it's so easy to read those facial expressions.
Yeah.
There is just too much interference. As you've entered the atmosphere, I can tell you this much. The sensors, even with the advanced suite and the sensor suite that you have on board the Sally Ride, she is not able to actually penetrate both the interference from the ionization effect of the atmosphere in the storm, and it looks like whatever the gravitational problems that were occurring when you entered the atmosphere, you could hypothesize that they are currently the culprit in playing havoc with your readings. So you're not sure. So to give you a clear image of what's happened, it was almost like a snapshot when you saw it. You saw the data, that the moon was actually out of alignment and was, I think, something like 600 kilometers closer to the planet than it should have been. And from the readings, it was indicated that it was approaching. But it was a quick, then you hit Atmos. So it was like a real quick data stream that got broken up. Now, so you have basically a snapshot of what you recorded on the sensors, and that's all you're able to get.
Okay. Captain, I cannot scan. I cannot get full data from of the moon's movement currently, but I did receive minimal data before we hit this ion storm.
Do we know the source of this anomaly?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're on our way to land. The important thing is to get these scientists out of here as quickly as possible before this ship is beat to all hell. So let's focus on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate to be
Maybe they
a
can
Debbie
shed some
Downer,
light.
Absolutely.
but we're not out of the storm yet, and I still have to land this thing. Let's do this.
All right. So you are piloting the Sally Ride through, did you have something?
Oh, I was
Amanda?
just going to roll up behind Con and put my hand on her shoulder and lean in.
A reassuring hand?
Oh, thank you. I was like, Talon, why? She's okay. Oh, me, good, I'm ready. Whew.
You've got this, little bird.
Thanks, Commander-oo. Okay, there we go.
And mechanically, I would like to be doing an assist.
Okay. Oh, you want to use
Excellent.
your command ability? Is that what you're trying to use? Okay,
Cool.
I'll let you do that. Yeah, absolutely. So,
Give me some.
And I have a mentoring focus.
Aw.
That's a mighty fine mentor.
So what we'll do is this. The Sally Ride is also going to assist, so I'll let you do 2d20 to assist.
Okay.
Yep,
Rue.
that was the
Okay,
hope.
cool.
I keep looking at this thinking like I can push buttons up, but there's actually nothing here. It's just a table. And
Oh,
I'm
well,
like,
just spoil it for the audience
Yeah,
there,
come
Bonnie.
on.
oh, no.
All right,
But
well,
you know
thanks
what I
for
mean?
joining
Like
us,
every
guys.
time I look down, I'm like, I got this. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I got
There's
to
no
roll
L
dice.
cars.
I got to hit something. Dice. Got it. Okay. What am I doing?
So what
I
you're
have
going
no
to need to do,
moment.
so the difficulty is going to be 2.
Okay.
Which is going to be pretty easy for you guys because you got Commander Ruse helping you
I got
out.
my
You got the Sally
mentor.
Ride helping you out. You
Got-
are going through a storm system. This is the first time you've landed a starship. It's going to be a
Yep.
bumpy ride. I'm going to once again
why I'm
increase
here.
the complication range by 3.
Great.
So 18, 19s, or 20s are going to be a complication.
Control and con.
Control and con.
Oh, I'll keep that one. Just kidding. Control
So go ahead
and
and make
con.
your roll. And then
Okay, that's 14, and I'm gonna use my.
you have a focus?
I have helm obviously, but navigation as well. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah. Either one. I'm going to
Either
say
one.
it'll apply. Sage is, you
I
might
used
be
that
new
one
at this,
too.
but you were born to do
Sharpen
it.
my dice on really good rolls.
All right. So go ahead and make your roll now.
All right, here we go, everybody. Let's land this lady.
You got it.
2 successes. One almost other one, but not quite one away.
All right.
2 successes.
And 3 successes over
That's
here.
a lot of momentum.
2 from the ship and 1 from me.
Okay,
That
great.
is-
See, difficulty was 2.
3
you hit 2.
momentum.
You got 3 more. So you guys got You guys are charging up. On
I almost
momentum.
got I almost got another momentum for us, but I hit a 5 instead of a 4.
Nice.
real good.
flying.
Real quick, you guys aren't going to be able to see this because the camera is kind of far away from me, but Modifius released these rad momentum tokens that are coming out for the Star Trek Adventures. The threat tokens are the red alert symbol. I love it so
so
much.
great.
Yeah, they're little red alert tokens, and then the momentum tokens are the
Federation.
UFP logo. Yeah, the United Federation of Planets. I love it. So cool. Anyway, I know. So anyway,
Good work, little bird.
Can I just tap their hand right there?
the moment you
Stiffen a little bit.
Sorry.
roll back
so
up.
as you reach up to tap their hand, you notice the moment you take your hand off of the console, the ship kind of like.
My bad.
So you make it through the storm system.
Mighty fine
Right.
mentoring. Mighty fine.
Making it through the storm system is a bumpy ride. And you hear Jiv in engineering saying, Captain, there is a lot of interference going on through some of our internal electrical systems. When we set down, I might need to take a few of the systems in for a diagnostic.
Understood, Jiv. Thank you. Thank you for the status report.
Almost the moment he says that, the ship rocks suddenly.
Oh wait, we gotta do our thing.
Yeah.
Ready?
Wait.
So-
Ready? Can we count down?
Sure.
Go.
And go. Rock. Okay, good job.
Oh, I didn't do. Oh, I messed it up.
We'll get this
get it.
down. We'll get
Alright.
it down.
We'll get
It was
it.
great.
Eventually, we'll get like
So it's
Sax to
this,
stand behind the camera and
this,
just shake the
and then
cameras.
center.
Oh no.
You'll never
Yeah,
do that.
no,
will
I'm
you,
going to
Sax?
abstain. That's going to start
After
hurting my
spending all the
body.
time setting up the
Oh,
cameras, you will never do
definitely
that. All right, so
We're just
the ship rocks violently suddenly as you hear once again the ship kind of. You are all. Anybody sitting at a console will detect that a lightning strike just hit the Sally Ride's left nacelle. There's no damage, but you see systems immediately, like certain systems begin to go down, and I'm going to roll to see which ones they are.
But I already landed, Sally, right?
Oh yeah, you're gonna land okay.
Oh, okay. This is
That's
as
not
I'm
in
doing
question,
This.
yeah.
Okay,
This
cool.
is gonna be,
This is all in.
Can you repeat what happened to the nacelle?
So the nacelle
struck
was
by some
essentially
kind of
struck
lightning,
by
yeah.
what could be
Oh.
described as a bolt of ionization or
Okay.
ionic energy.
Ion
That's lightning. I mean,
It's lightning essentially.
Which
And
nacelle? Starboard or port?
I said
It is the left nacelle.
larboard.
Captain.
Yeah,
Great. That's my favorite
sucks.
nacelle.
that's my favorite nacelle.
Oh no.
They took my squeezing arm. Sorry,
play
this is no
favorites
time for
between
an
your nacelles,
Invader Zim
Captain.
quote.
You're right.
but
I should.
do
That's a
love
terrible
that.
habit.
It's always time for an Invader Zim quote.
Is that
here we
one
go.
sage snort for the? For
Nope,
the,
nope, I heard no
one,
snort.
right? That's one
Nope,
for the
that
night.
was
Okay.
not-
Nope, no
snort.
snorts. Okay.
Nope, that was a half snort.
Take a drink of
Cream.
Romulan ale. There you go.
Y'all lay off Manson. She's
All
done
right.
good. She doesn't get teased. Bless us by me.
Okay.
I'm still landing here, people. Let's
Let
go.
me just look.
I wanted
this
to see new worlds, but not quite this close up.
Okay. Talon, as that lightning bolt strikes the Sally Ride, and you all lurch a little bit forward from the impact, you watch as your science display, and yours as well, Doctor, it goes, and you watch negative readings coming up as if the sensors just went offline.
Captain, I'm losing our sensors.
Losing the sensors?
They're going all blinky. They shouldn't be doing that.
Yes, they're going offline.
Oh, blinky. Okay, well, do what you can to try to recover them. But our main focus right now is to just land the Sally Ride safely.
On it.
Yes,
Commander, at that point too, the Sally Ride's shields go completely offline. The lightning strike just goes right through, and I mean, it doesn't take much. Anybody who's near one of the consoles will just see that spark, that spike in power, as there's a surge, and then the shields just go to zero immediately.
Captain.
Shields are down, Captain.
We're gonna need to reroute some power from weapons to shields. Jiv, did you get that?
Got that. That's actually, you know what? That's going to be on you, Ensign Sage. You're going to be
it is.
rerouting the power here. He can he can get them back up online, but you can actually use your operations
I can multitask.
to
it's
try to
fine.
regenerate the shield. So
I got my little paper. Where did
you're
I
going to
put
roll
it?
Control plus Engineering.
Yes, sir.
The difficulty is 1. You're going to be assisted by the ship's structure plus engineering +1.
And I have.
Or no, sorry.
That wouldn't be.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The difficulty is going to be +1, so it's actually going to be difficulty 2 because the shields are at 0.
Oh,
It's fine.
Well, do you guys mind if I use a momentum here, please?
Yes. Okay.
Control engineering. That's 14. And I have focus in computers. Does that help
Yeah,
me?
and from engineering, I'm going to say Jiv is going to assist you.
Great. Here I go.
So let me pull up his. Oh man, yeah. Let's do this.
That's
Yeah, I finally get to roll for an NPC.
1, 2, 3.
Watching all you guys make.
Oh yeah! 3 successes, and one of them, actually 4 successes, because one of them is a 2-2. And my focus makes it a 4 or better, or yeah. So 4 successes.
4 successes?
Yeah.
Okay. Jiv also got 4 successes.
Whoa! So we
momentum, boy,
are maxed out on momentum.
So you max out on momentum.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes,
He's
the
got
max
8 successes.
That's a lot.
Is the max 5?
6.
The max is 6. The
Okay,
max
so
momentum.
there it is.
So
Never mind,
listen,
we're missing
if
one.
you, so here's the thing. Since you all have maxed out on momentum that you can pool, you can spend any leftover momentum immediately to gain another plus, to regain, for every 2 momentum you spend here, you'll gain 2 more points of shields back.
Oh.
How many
So
do we have left over to spend?
So I'm already going to give you
we get
4
full pool and then
points
the
to
2 to put
shield,
back
and I
in the
think you have
shields.
2, so if you want to spend 2 more, I'll give you 6 shields.
Of course we're going to do that.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's do that. So 2 momentum.
Yeah.
Here
So
we
go ahead and
go.
burn 2. No, not out of your pool. This is momentum that overflows.
overflow.
Oh, we
Momentum.
Yeah.
overflowed it because we're
How
so
much
good.
This is
overflow
instant momentum that
did
you
we
can spend.
have?
We had
What's that?
a lot. 2 overflow.
8
overflow.
successes, 2 difficulty, refill pool from 2 to 6.
7, 8.
2 remaining.
Spent immediately to get 2 more points of the shields. You guys go back up to
trust
6
that.
Drew has
points
a
of
focus
shield.
in accounting.
Yeah.
Yes, in accounting. There it is. That's right.
Sam has a focus.
Transferring power now, Captain.
Commander Rude did my space taxes last year and was really good at it.
Your
Got me
space
a lot
taxes.
back.
Your Federation space taxes?
Yes.
I see my
It
income
was
was
an honor
0.
and a privilege, Captain.
You know, in the future, even though there's no money, there's still space taxes.
Space
There
taxes.
are always
different
space
system.
There's always
It's
going to be
it's-
taxes.
It's complex.
Two
it's
inevitable
too complex
things in
to
this
get
world.
into. Yes, exactly. Death and taxes. So it's a thing to get into. You know, we're not going to explain it to the 2017 viewers because it's a whole thing. You got to live in a different century
It's
to
another
get
thing.
it. But Commander Rude, excellent at taxes. So yeah, so we have
I
a
just picked
plus
up an
6
audiobook called the Trekonomics.
economic.
Economics.
I will need to borrow that afterwards. So
I
we're
will say one of my
plus-
favorite moments in Star Trek is in Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, where she's like, let me guess, you don't have money in the 23rd century? And he's like, well, we don't, when he's trying to pay for the pizza.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You're still gold press platinum. But we digress.
Yes, I think we were landing a ship.
Hey, did you, Captain.
sorry.
Power is transferred, and I'm going to go back to landing.
And our shields are at what right
Plus
now?
Your
6.
shields go up to 6, so you should have, I believe, half shields. Or your
2/3.
We have
2/3. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sally Ride. What is her shield power?
9.
9.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
yeah, you could jump up to 6. You actually managed to get the shields basically a little over half powered back online, which is
Good.
impressive considering you guys just hit it. You got a direct hit to a nacelle. Sensors, however, still offline.
That's okay.
But it's not affecting the landing sequence. As the gear comes out, you all hear the that thunderous grinding sound as the Sally Ride's gears extend from her belly, and she touches down beautifully.
And I just kind of lean back and.
Yeah, you see immediately the status come up indicating that the Sally Ride is completely secure, inertial dampeners, everything is perfectly in place. That was a perfect landing considering the circumstances.
Take that, simulator.
Well done,
I
Ensign
don't do
Sage.
that noise though, because that's very unprofessional.
Well done. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Captain.
We'll all be sure to celebrate with cream sodas at a later time. So well done. So I assume then that the next step for everybody is to go get these scientists, to get them out of here. The readings that we got from the M-class planet, I imagine that it's a breathable environment. That okay, great. That was my next question.
The only thing that's treacherous outside is a storm system. Now, right now, the lightning strikes seem to be sporadic. They don't seem to be a particular. I mean, the last reading you had before you guys were struck was that the lightning strikes were happening, but it's not. It's not. How do I describe this? It's not the nothing in the never-ending story. It's not like pure chaos is happening. It's not. It's not like lightning strikes all over the place. Right now, it's just a standard like lightning storm, and it just so happens the big superconductive that was the USS Sally Ride flying through one of these ion clouds attracted one of these large bolts. But so right now, the biggest concerns y'all have stepping outside the Sally Ride is just the wind and the sideways rain.
may I make a suggestion? Captain, since we are now half a mile away from the research center, could we check to see if if we could use our transporters? I know we couldn't use them.
Jiv, actually, who's linked into the comm right now, cuts you off and goes, "Not a chance, Ensign."
Oh, just as I was curious.
Sorry,
Just a
Captain.
suggestion.
I would not chance the transporters right now.
Understood.
Do we have comms up and running?
Comms are up and running. They're not working that great, though. That lightning strike did more than just havoc on our shields.
Are we also at back to sensor power?
Sensors are down.
Can we reach Dr. Zarima now that we're through the atmosphere?
I think we give it a try.
We
Let's
have
comms
to.
them.
Hailing frequencies open. Yeah. Well, let's try to reach them. Yes.
All right.
Hailing frequency's open. I don't have to roll for that. I just push a button.
Yeah. Actually, you are going to have to roll for it.
What? Oh.
What?
Yep,
There's the comms roll and everything.
This
okay,
is
I got it.
normally
That's right.
you
because of the
yeah,
storm.
normally you would
right.
not have to
I got
roll
all
for this.
excited, like, oh, that's my job.
Oh, I can just press a
the
button.
Okay,
yeah,
well.
no.
So-
For this one, you're gonna have to roll. You're gonna have to fight through some comm interference.
That's fine.
We're trying to
So-
reach Dr. Jor Pranaj, correct?
Yep.
George is
injured right
Yes.
now.
Dr.
Right.
Heat.
We were
Her-
talking to Dr.
yeah, the
Zarima.
assistant.
Zarima.
That's right.
Zarima.
yeah.
She is currently last communications you guys had with the surface was that she was currently taking command.
Yes.
Is comms con for the ship?
CommsCon?
Yeah. Yep. Surely is. So in this case, it's going to be. I'm going to be nice to you. I'm going to do control, which is one of your. I know it's one of your good stats. We're going to do control. Yeah, I'll do control and con.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
And it's
Control and con.
difficulty
It's the difficulty at 2.
2?
Yep.
I'm going to get a little momentum here.
Holy
Gonna
moly.
spend a momentum.
You know, to do it.
All right, cool. Spend
All
a
right,
point of
that's
momentum.
D.
Difficulty is 2. Go ahead and make your
Opening
roll.
hailing frequencies. I guess it's not
Anybody else just
working.
watch the wind just leave the sail?
Is there one? Like, can I roll for the ship?
What'd you roll?
Did you get
15, 16, and 19.
What was
That's
your
a
target?
failure.
That 14.
So as you open up hailing frequencies, the interference is just the ionization in the atmosphere, which must be a lot more than a simple lightning storm, is enough to actually.
Wait, I have technical expertise. Whenever I attempt a task using the ship's computer or sensors, would that count as one?
Do you have to
computer?
spend momentum for that? Does it say?
No, you may re-roll 1d20.
Go ahead.
So I will roll
Technical
1d20.
expertise. You are operations officer as much as you are helm.
And I got a 2, so that means that's 2 successes.
All right.
Sorry, I got really excited.
Snatched from the jaws of failure.
Sorry, I knock everything over, the whole set falls down.
And we go offline.
Just hanging by a thread.
Comms
Yeah.
con.
Did we get a success with that?
So now the Sally.
Nah.
No success.
Okay,
for Sally.
so 2
That's okay.
successes.
Sally doesn't
'cause I
roll
rolled
as well as
2.
we do.
All right. So
And
you
my focus
just
was
succeed.
a 4.
Did we use one?
Woo. Okay, wait, let me
You
take
used
2.
one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you
Captain,
did burn a momentum.
Opening hailing frequencies.
So you get that same effect, that same as the Sally Ride is fighting through the storm outside, and eventually you hear, "Sally Ride, do you hear me? Repeat,
Yes.
Sally Ride."
Yes, we hear you. This is Captain Rafael Martinez. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, Captain Martinez, I see you. We saw you land. Quite a feat. I didn't know Starfleet. I didn't know Star Trek could do that. I was
What is a
watching you on the
Star
TV.
Trek?
What is a Star Trek?
This ain't no Star Wars.
Yeah, this is Geek Zarima. We saw you come down through the atmosphere. It was a heck of a sight. Well done. Well done.
Does this is to the side to Commander Rue.
Okay.
Does Geek Zarima seem older than the last time we spoke, or am I misremembering things?
I couldn't possibly comment on a lady's age.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Dr. Geek.
If you want to spend a momentum, I can tell you that it's the GM poorly trying to both mimic interference as well as playing it.
The momentum spent
It
on
sounds
that.
great in my
We won't even
head,
have to
guys.
spend
It
a
sounds
momentum.
amazing in my head.
We won't even have to spend a momentum.
I feel like
because
Aladdin who just tricked the genie into getting us out of the Cave of Wonders, and then we still have the full 3 wishes.
All right,
Dr.
you
Geek,
bad boy,
Nice
but no
roll.
more freebies.
Especially this
Yes,
way.
that's right. Did you
that
rub my
makes me the
lamp?
magic carpet.
Sure, that's right.
Because I'm
Wow, the
bound.
references are all over the place.
Sorry.
All right.
Dr. Zarima, we are currently on our way. Can you give us an update?
The research facility is still taking quite a beating from the storm, but we've sent out a craft to retrieve you.
Fantastic. We're here to evacuate the entire scientific team if necessary. If it comes to that, Dr. Zuma, if it comes to that.
Well, hopefully it won't come to that, Captain.
Hopefully it won't.
2 decades of research we'd have to surrender here.
I understand, but like I mentioned before, the most important thing to me are all of your lives intact, and then your research. Hopefully we will be able to continue both of them.
We can continue this conversation in person. The landing craft should be reaching you soon.
Thank you,
Sarima
Doctor.
out.
Closing hailing. No, I don't have to say that. Just turn it off.
And about that moment, on the view screen through the static, you actually do see what looks like, could best be described as a hovercraft of some kind. I would say it's about the size of like a school bus. So it's it's a little bit larger than like a modern day tank. It's hovering, it's dome shaped. Looks like it's designed to withstand various atmospheric changes in pressure.
Great.
And as this thing crests the hill, it looks like a pretty standard civilian craft.
Okay.
And it moves towards the Sally Ride and comes to a stop. If you are going to get on board this craft, you are going to disembark from the Sally Ride through the shuttle bay in the rear of the ship.
Okay.
Or one of the docking hatches on her belly.
Okay.
You could also use a shuttlecraft if you wanted to attempt to fly the Storm. Those are your options here.
I am inclined to physically disembark from the shuttle bay and head to the hangar bay and head to the craft that's approaching.
Okay.
My only concern is, does our 6 months, year-long mission, has it ever entailed just walking down to, again, not using the transporter or even using the transporter, walking down to some harsh conditions on a planet? Is there any other gear that we would need to just make the trek
There's
over to
EVA
the
suits on the bridge.
Say that again?
There are EVA suits on the bridge.
EVA suits, okay. How heavy duty are they? Are they like full on, or is there something a little bit lighter for just the wind conditions?
They are used to withstand atmospheric dangers.
Okay.
So not just zero gravity and not
Right.
just vacuum. They're actually designed to withstand extreme temperatures.
Correct.
Remember Spock?
Correct, yeah.
And the volcano. So it's basically the same thing. So these
Do we
would
need
actually
something
be
that
pretty
heavy
useful.
duty, or is this just like, you know, high? That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out from our readings.
It would not be
from-
inappropriate to use those here at all.
Okay.
Even though the trek to the hovercraft is not that far.
Correct.
It would probably be this. The hovercraft doesn't look like it has the ability to dock with the Sally Ride.
That's okay.
But it can get pretty close. For safety's sake, it would not be inappropriate to put those on to make
Fantastic.
the trek. Yeah.
However, Captain, it would also be a smart idea to take one of our crafts, since we have sophisticated sensors on our shuttlecrafts as well. That might come in handy. We don't know what kind
a
of
good point.
condition their equipment is in.
And moreover, I trust military inertial dampeners.
Versus whatever craft they just brought over,
Military.
whatever this school bus looking thing is.
Also, how many
Are you
of those
taking the dump
suits
shuttles
do
that
we
you're talking about?
have? Do we
No,
have enough
I'm
of those suits
saying
for
anything
everyone?
sure we
Starfleet's
do.
going to be better than a civilian.
Yes.
I'm saying Starfleet's
Okay.
military. Yeah.
You're saying Starfleet's a military?
Yes. I
Especially
am.
especially after the Klingons just, you know,
Rue is
withdrawn
saying
from the Khitomer Accords.
Okay.
But
Unfortunately.
We know from military. This isn't one, and I hope it stays that way.
Yeah. I agree. I
But it-
agree with the doctor.
It was just a suggestion.
Of course,
However, if we do get on their hovercraft and go to their, to their research base, and then we're stranded there, if we don't have anything that is ours to get back to our ship,
Then
like if
it's just
something happens,
it's a walk. Then it's a heavy duty walk.
right?
Okay. All right, people. Looks like those are our options. Is either we take our own craft and tell them to turn around, or we disembark in those suits, EVA suits, right, and head into their craft. Either way, I'm planning to get as many of their people out of there as soon as possible. We need to head there first because we know at least Dr. Pranaj requires immediate medical attention, which is why Dr. Shishiros is coming with us on our away team. I am, of course, coming. I need my commander, and I need Lieutenant Commander Talan. Ensign Sage, do you want to stay behind on the ship, or do you want to come down with us as well?
What if I followed you in a shuttlecraft so we have one of our crafts available, and that
Fantastic.
way,
Best of
if we
both
do need
worlds.
to evacuate, we can fill even more people, not only on their hovercraft, but on our shuttlecraft as well, Captain.
What do you think, Commander? What do you think of that idea?
Captain, one of us will have to stay aboard ship. We can't both
but-
go on an away mission
Engineer.
together. I
Oh.
am concerned about the notion of splitting our away mission into smaller parties.
Okay. And even though we do have Jiv downstairs in the in the engineering, who he's already mentioned that he's going to be trying to reroute some power. Like that's what he's working on as soon as we land.
Yeah, the last update you got from Jiv basically seemed to indicate that he's going to have his hands full trying to get the Sally Ride back up to specs.
Okay.
We'll send you with a security officer, of course, per Tactical Directive 36, but
Correct.
I can't be the one to go with you. I will say, Captain, there's more to this than meets the eye. They may not be doing something intentionally. I couldn't speak to it.
Sure. Sure. All right, Commander, are you going to stay? Are you going to stay behind? You're going to stay on the ship?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I go to my patient now?
Yes. Let's go to your patient now. Ensign Sage, you are going to accompany us. We're going to get into those suits. We're going to head to their craft and head straight to the to their science facilities. And from there, we will refer to the patient and try to see exactly what the heck's going on. Talon, you'll help me with that?
Yes.
And
Captain, I can also take a look at their research facilities and let you know
exactly
Hopefully
what
we
get some
they're
answers.
doing. Yes.
Hopefully we get some answers. Fantastic. Okay.
So no shuttlecraft, Captain.
No, not right now. I think that it would be best to just for expediency's sake, I just want to get there as soon as possible, and they're here, and our shuttlecraft is very fast, and we have plenty of them, but Commander Rue, I may be hailing you to send over shuttlecraft and personnel to begin evacuation procedures. So stand by for that.
Sorry.
Okay, so the plan is for us to go and get in some really cool looking suits.
Yep.
And then get on their school bus, shuttlecraft, hovercraft, whatever it is, and head straight
magical
over there.
school bus shuttlecraft.
Yes.
Commander Frizzle.
Shuttle bus.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut to the next scene. So go ahead and subtract 1 momentum from your pool.
Damn it.
The next scene starts with you all in full enviro gear suits. The ones that I love to describe, if just this is kind of cheating, but basically, first contact. Remember when they were on the hull of the Enterprise? Same thing. These very well-fitting vacuum-sealed suits, helmets and all. They're very comfortable fit. And when the hangar bay opens up, the winds out here have picked up significantly. Okay. The suit itself is good at is actually capable of magnetizing, but it's also capable of distributing its weight effectively. Great. So that it's not just a suit, it also will help you stabilize if you are in low gravity. Cool. So as you step out, that system that's built into the suit immediately activates and compensates for the wind that buffets you the moment that the hangar door or the bay door opens.
Is the gravity the same on this planet? Or
gravity is about the same Earth standard, I would say. It's nothing particular. Yeah, as y'all step out into the soil, for the most part, what you can tell, as you can see just through the assault of raindrops attacking the metal, the glass case of the helmet, these splatters of water all over, and you're hearing the thudding sounds as raindrops are slamming into you. But from what you can tell through this image of what you're seeing is a sweeping landscape of farmlands and just like an arboreal treasure. Like this place looks like they have done some pretty miraculous things with the farmlands here, as well as the natural environment. It's also contrasted against what you're seeing taking effect because of the storm. You're watching trees get destroyed. Like in the distance, it's not difficult. For a split second, you're not sure what you're looking at, maybe a piece of debris, when you realize it's actually an entire tree that has left the earth, left the soil, and has been flung hundreds of feet off in the distance, which is a sure sign that this is tornado strength winds. No signs of any funnel clouds, however. Okay. Currently, it's all blowing in one direction. But as you step out into this environment and kind of holding your hands up, Captain, everybody else kind of forms up behind you. As you all are all kind of like, as you're all like you're kind of pushing your way through this heavy rainfall, you see the hovercraft just approach maybe about 60, 50, 40, 30, and then it comes to a stop as lights activate all around it, giving you a sure path directly to the sides of the hovercraft. The thing opens, goes, and you see also in an Enviro suit. It's a dark green color with a helmet that's got. It's impossible to see inside. It's almost like that sunglasses effect. But steps out and just starts waving you towards the craft as y'all are approaching.
Looks like our ride's here, everybody. And who exactly is everybody? Do we have any security personnel with us in addition to the 4 of us?
Red shirts.
I think they're wearing yellow
shirts in this because it's TNG.
Wait a
TNG
minute
era.
now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll say we'll give you 2 security officers that are following you, probably because Rue would insist on that.
And their last names are, in case I need to yell at them to get out of the way of something.
Their names are Yalor and Rhett.
And that's Galor.
Is it Yalor?
No, Yalor. Yalor.
Rhett. R-E-T-T?
Yep.
Yalor and Rhett.
Rhett. Fantastic.
Cool.
All right.
Let's do this.
We don't want to be late for school, everybody. Let's get on this bus.
What does he mean by that?
This is not a bus, Captain. This
It was
is
a
a
joke. I'm
hovercraft.
trying to lighten the mood. This is a little bit of a tense situation. So let's head over to that
There are no wheels,
hovercraft.
I just want you to know.
Thank you for pointing that out, Talon. Thank you.
You're having flashbacks of your academy days with your science officer
Absolutely.
right now.
Yes. Also, side note, Talon, did you bring a tricorder, our classic sort of standard? Because I want to try.
Yeah.
I want to be trying to get readings all along the way. The
Unless you
closer-
specify otherwise, I'm going to assume as the game
Thank
master
you.
that you are all bringing standard issue
are
Starfleet
equipped.
equipment with you on
Tricorder.
away missions.
Thank you.
Probably more medical equipment as well.
Yeah.
With us.
So real quick, just to let the audience know at home, there's actually a system in place in Star Trek Adventures that allows players to play NPC characters for those times when, say, a captain can't leave the bridge or a doctor's in the medical bay and can't participate in, say, ship combat. In those cases, you basically get, every player gets what's called a supporting character. So you get to play, you have your character, and then you can pick a stack or have one specifically for you, a supporting character that you can later play.
Cool.
We haven't done that yet because we didn't want it to be too confusing in our first couple of episodes, just like bouncing around characters.
You can
in this
handle it.
case, I'm going to just NPC these two guys. But in
they
the
sound
future,
like?
we might look into doing that and create like an auxiliary. Maybe we'll figure that out. But as it stands, you'll all make your way into this craft that is mostly empty, except for a few like large pieces of scientific equipment. And it looks like a lot of this equipment clearly used for, I would say, botany.
Okay.
Lots of I would say earth drills and whatnot.
We should have brought our ship botanist. We have one of those, right?
Yeah, where's the Matt
Sally
Damon
Ride?
of this party?
Do we have? Yes.
Matt
Matt Damon. We do. We have a botanist.
Wasn't gonna do it. You did it. Yay!
They're not still eating
Lieutenant Commander
potatoes
Talon.
grown from their poop, right? We asked them to stop that. That was
Why?
complete.
That's adequate.
Adequate.
Did you get on your communicator?
Roger.
Commander Rue.
Commander Rue.
Just real quick.
Is that botanist
Right, I'm
still
like,
eating potatoes from their poop because they're for the poop fertilizer? Never mind. It's not that important.
Captain?
Okay, it's not that
Yeah,
important.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Captain. Your transmission is breaking up.
Yeah.
We've been like working with Jiv to try to get these sensors
Yeah.
back up, and all of a sudden Captain comes in. Do we still have what's the status of hydroponics?
Not important. I apologize. I just had a stray thought. Not important.
Happy to look into it for you, Captain.
So this hatch goes,
Okay.
and as it closes up, the craft immediately takes off, and you feel terrible day to be using a hovercraft, and it's burning up a lot of energy trying to compensate for the wind shears. And there's a lot of, again, you find yourself in a metal object that's being tossed about. It kind of rumbles off to the side as it kind of banks left and makes a turn and begins to proceed back towards the facility.
Fantastic.
There's all these. It almost has the feel, even though this is a scientific vessel and used just to transport scientific equipment. Right now, it kind of reminds you of a military-style dropship back at the academy when y'all were going through some of your basic training, because there's all of these handholds up in the ceiling right now in case there's bumps, and it just feels like y'all are going through the suck right now. Just like. As you're kind of being tossed about, this Zakdorn presses a button on the side of their helmet, and you see the reflective surface immediately gives way to a see-through window. And you see a male Zakdorn on the inside looking at all of you and goes, "Well, welcome to Citrian 7.
Thank you. I'm Captain Martinez, thank you for meeting us. Thanks for picking us up.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
So-
Thank you for landing your entire ship on the surface.
There was a reason for that, sir. Can you fill us in on what exactly is going on? What do you know?
Oh, I think Geek Zarima would be the one to talk to.
Can you give us an update on your medical situation? Who
Well,
exactly requires medical attention? We brought our doctor. This is Dr. Shisharos.
Oh, it's good to meet you. We have a doctor, but they're sorely taxed right now, believe me. There's been a lot of injuries, Captain, a lot of injuries. No one was prepared for the suddenness of the storm. And to make matters worse, I should tell you that there's actually been some unexplained sickness going about the facility this past few weeks. It started off rather subtle at first, but there have been a lot of cases with the same symptoms.
Tell me more.
Sure. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I mostly plant things, but symptoms were, I think, nausea. I think I heard some of them complaining of fatigue, blurred vision. Pretty general, really, from what I understand. Our doctor was pretty infuriated. Hasn't been able to pinpoint exactly what's been going on. And we've all been rather paranoid. We've had a few deaths.
From this sickness?
Yes.
Have you quarantined any of your personnel?
We've quarantined a lot of them. We've had to destroy the bodies too. Standard issue kind of procedure when it comes to this sort of thing. We didn't want to risk any of the other scientists getting infected. We've been studying a lot of the farmlands to find out if maybe the sickness was actually sprouting up from the soil. Perhaps we had come across a pocket of I don't know, primordial microorganisms that perhaps we stumbled into a pocket. But so far there's been nothing to indicate that anything organic that we've been handling has been the cause of any of this.
Which came first, the storms or the sickness?
The sickness. Sickness came first. Nosebleeds. I've seen a few of those.
I don't want anybody removing our suits at any point until we figure out exactly what's going on.
Safe policy, Captain. Most of the people back in the research facility are wearing Enviro suits right now, and those who aren't are confined to this sick bay.
Side question, how well is the Sally Ride equipped for dealing with quarantine patients?
Very well.
Okay.
For the most part, any pathogen or anything that comes through the Sally Ride, the transporter system alone can completely decontaminate somebody who's coming through.
Okay.
Besides that, sickbay itself is capable of completely sealing itself off and being a quarantine zone. Sally Ride is absolutely geared for this kind of stuff.
And we can handle hundreds of patients? You said how many people
Not
at this
hundreds,
facility?
unfortunately.
150?
150, we have capacity for 137 if we use the common areas.
Yeah.
Based on an assumed crew complement of 152.
Okay.
It might be possible. I'd have to say you'd have to ask your crew or even roll for this, but it might be possible to convert one of the cargo bays or one of the landing bays into a quarantine zone. But that's definitely going to tax you, doctor, and your medical facilities. But, I mean, there's no reason to think that it couldn't be done.
Okay.
From what you've seen, how does it progress? How do you get from blurred vision to bodies?
Well, usually what I've seen is it starts up with nosebleed is usually the first thing that happens. And that happens around the time some of my colleagues got dizzy. And at first we thought maybe stress. We're under some pretty intense conditions here. But anyway, nosebleeds, and then dizziness, and then fatigue, eventually wanting to lay down, and then all sorts of other nasty symptoms. Bouts of lethargy, weakness, elevated body temperature. That was something I heard them say. Fevers and such.
And then?
And then they stop talking. And then they go. I've lost 2 friends just these past 2 weeks.
I'm sorry for your loss. The good news is that we're here to help, and we're going to try to help as much as we can, but we need as much information and, frankly, transparency from you and your fellow scientists as you can afford to give so that we can get to the bottom of this as quickly and safely as possible.
Okay, Captain, I'm going to need you to make a roll.
Get that present command.
Okay.
Let's make a roll. I'm going to say roll command.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be I'm going to say this is a presence command roll.
Yep.
Presence command.
Do you have any
That is
focuses that might help
beautiful.
you here?
Any focuses?
Yeah.
I've got persuasion, composure, interrogation, diplomacy.
Interrogation. I'm just going to put these cuffs on you and beat you senselessly.
Yes.
I need you to be able to tell me. Okay, one second.
Possibly persuasion, because I'm trying to persuade.
Do you have persuasion?
Yeah, I have
focus?
persuasion.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. No, that'll absolutely apply here.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just pull up his stats here.
you.
It's a roll off, so it's going to be difficulty 1.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your roll.
And with a focus, you add the third die? Is that what you do?
No, with the focus, if you roll under your 4 for command, it counts as a crit. You
Oh,
don't
beautiful.
have to hit a 1.
Yeah,
Where
if it's
did
like
you-
4 or better, right?
Gotcha. Where'd you guys pull the number 4 from? Is that just
that
from
was
my
part
lowest?
of your character creation. But you're rolling presence plus command. Command is your
Whatever the relevant discipline is.
Yeah.
discipline.
Relevant discipline. I see. Okay, fantastic. Okay,
Cool.
so great. So I need to roll.
Difficulty is 1,
Difficulty's 1.
and it's a contested roll.
Let's see what I get. I'm not going to use any momentum. I'm pretty confident in my.
Persuasion.
Yeah, exactly. I got a success and a 4, which is an under. But
It's meet or beat.
meet or
it's still,
beat.
it has to be.
So
yeah.
a success and a
Critical hit?
Yes, you
So
got 3.
critical hit.
Yeah.
So 3 successes.
So we got 2 momentum.
Yep.
So gain 2 momentum. All right.
We should be stocked up, right? We're full.
You see, so this is what I'll tell you with that roll. When you say this to him, the Zach Dorn, Captain Martinez, you went through command school. You're used to reading people.
Yes.
And you've gotten really good at telling when people are under stress. You've gotten really good at when a crew member needs to be consoled, when they need to be encouraged. You can tell when somebody is holding back. Just your training course through the diplomatic classes at Starfleet Academy, he's very nervous. And you're not convinced that the source of his nervous energy is the
absolutely.
sickness.
Oh, absolutely.
And as you say transparency
Yes.
and whatnot, you see that slight, it's that poker face thing, that slight twitch, but he just kind of says, "Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we can do that. We can be transparent. Of course, naturally, you're here to help us, right?
Yes.
Really, what we need mostly is just a medical doctor, and we can take it from here, Captain. I mean, the storms are unusual, but our facility can withstand them. The damage that's being caused will be easily repaired once the storm passes."
You never know what small details might help me do my job and save your friends.
That's true. Lives are at stake.
Of
Sorry,
course.
What was your name? I didn't even get your name. How many of the scientists are on this shuttlecraft? Is it just this one, or are there
It's-
2 or 3?
There's one piloting.
Okay, so
But
2.
there's 2 total.
I'm so sorry, I didn't get your names.
Well, damn it, I came up with an NPC name, and then I got rid of it. It's not Roosevelt, I know that.
Is this one of the doctors that we had earlier that we knew were the 3 on the planet?
No, this
Okay,
is
this
not
is
from.
someone
This
else.
is not one of the guys you had contacted before.
Beam one over to the
Okay.
ships. You can.
I was
beat
like,
the
I know
shit out
that
of them
name,
later.
but
Yes, we have 3.
yeah, we're still have yet to meet
Very Starfleet
Dr.
of
Tobel.
Exactly.
His name's Luke Hall.
What is Luke Hall?
Lou, L-U-K-A-L. Luke Hall.
The one we're talking to?
Yeah.
And is
And the
our-
pilot.
The pilot who hasn't really addressed you yet.
Right.
He's just kind of like, they're facing forward and just like, looks like they're really fighting the controls as they're navigating this hovercraft back towards the research facility. This thing clearly was designed for slow travel, and it was not designed to take you over over terrain, you know what I mean? This, you're guessing because of the fact that it's a hovercraft, it was probably designed so you could travel over the crops and whatnot without damaging anything.
Dampeners, I'm telling you.
Yeah, these poor Zach Dorn. I mean, what you know of the Zach Dorn is they are one of the most intelligent species in the Federation, and their discipline rivals that of Vulcans. Your guess is, just from looking at what they're piloting right now, they're probably using anything they've got, but they look like they're not prepared for the environmental effects that are taking place here. That pilot doesn't even really seem to be paying attention to the conversation. They're literally leaning forward and using their body weight to keep the right side of the stick that they're piloting from jerking to the left. And that's what's keeping the hovercraft. Basically, y'all are kind of, you're moving at sort of you're not moving straight ahead. I'm totally blanking on what it is, but basically you're kind of,
drifting?
Yeah, you're drifting,
yeah.
essentially,
Okay.
to the left.
Okay, fantastic. I imagine then when Luke Hall introduced himself, he was like, "I'm Luke Hall, and this is
This
whatever."
is pilot 12.
Okay, great.
This is pilot number 12, extra number 16.
Sad. Okay,
So,
great. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. the two red shirts behind you, and like, hey, that was us a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So, we get it.
Yellow
man.
shirts.
We didn't
right?
even have
Come
names.
on. Yellow or red? Those
They're
are
red
some of my
shirts wearing
favorite guys.
Yellow.
You know what? We're all colorblind here. Let's just.
Yeah. Yellow and red are they?
Volk. We'll name him Volk. The
Volk.
pilot's name is Volk.
Fantastic.
Pilot.
Yeah, VALK. So Volk, when he says this is Volk, you just see the pilot kind of wave
Sure.
quickly and then put his hands back on the controls. Lukal turns back to you and he's like, if we had to evacuate, Captain, how long do you think that would take?
Talon? Sage?
I mean, if we had the capabilities of using all of our shuttlecrafts, Captain.
Well, the Sally Ride is planet side.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. But we still have to get them too.
Correct.
If you used all of our shuttlecrafts as well as the
And if we can't-
hovercrafts
Their
that they have.
And if we can't repair our transporter under an hour,
I would
If
say
you
we
want to
could-
make a roll, I can give you the exact.
yeah, I want to make a roll.
I
wanna
would
try
say
it?
it would take at least an hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
hours.
Try it.
is it me that needs to make the roll, or can somebody else make the roll?
Well, if you want to ask them, if you want to figure this calculation out yourself, or if you want to ask your scientist.
someone in figuring it out.
I'll assist someone. I will very nicely, in my nicest commander captain-y voice, I will ask Lieutenant Commander Talon to
Okay.
make that calculation,
All right,
run
Talon.
that through her incredibly smart head, super quick, and I'll try to help
Yeah,
assist
so-
in that.
You
Talon-
do not need to ask me nicely. I am commanded to do something.
Did I
and
say that
will
out
do
loud?
it.
Shit. Okay, you got me again, Talon. All right.
All right, Talon. So
Sounds
go
like
ahead
you were
and
nervous around me, Captain.
Good. I should always be and always will be. Yes, good.
Talon, this does kind of take you back to your academy days. I mean, your intellect was something that kind of intimidated the other students at the academy. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's not that unusual.
I imagine
I cannot
Talon's used to it.
I cannot concern myself with whether other people are intimidated by me.
Yes, good. Good.
This is going to be a reason science roll. I think you're good at that.
Reason science.
Yeah, reason science. Do you have any? I don't think you're going to have any focuses that are going to help you here.
I have exobiology, but yeah, that doesn't
Yeah, no,
seem
no.
like
Doesn't
yeah.
help
So
with
go ahead.
logistics.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say it's a difficulty 1.
All right.
Okay.
This is a pretty basic calculation you're just running through your head.
And you are assisting?
Yeah, and how do I assist? I just roll one
It's
die?
kind of like a ship roll.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
If she,
Ooh. A 2 and a 2.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
4 successes?
No, that's 2 successes.
That's just 2 because I don't
Yeah,
have
so you're going to gain
a-
momentum.
Oh, that's right. No focus.
Okay.
Does that put you guys back up at 6?
and you also.
Actually, we're at 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you have a success as 1?
Yes. So we
One
just
success.
got.
So we get
3
bonus
total.
momentum.
So you have so let me ask you this. So you have a full pool of momentum, even though I had you subtract 1 when the scene changed over?
Correct. Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
In that case, you have 3 instant momentum you could burn here for a lot of information.
Great.
Obtain information.
I would really like to know what
Without
if they
Stevie's
know
friend.
what is causing the storm. Genuinely.
Well,
moon.
this so
Yeah.
this roll, but the problem is the information to
Oh, it has
burn.
to pertain to this.
It has to
what
pertain to
thing?
the information you were just requested for. So you see, I'm saying the
Gotcha.
momentum that you
Yep.
have to spend now is going to be on the roll that you just made.
Okay, so what was the?
So he was asking you how long it would take you to evacuate.
Oh,
so
great.
this is what Talon, that Vulcan intellect kicking in. 150 scientists with this kind of terrain, with
Yes.
this kind of environment taking
Yes.
place, and if you were able to possibly move the Sally Ride closer to the research facility, still would probably take you about 4 hours
Okay.
to get 150 people.
With
A few
4
have died,
shuttlecraft.
though.
Oh, what's that?
A few have died, right? Was
Yes.
that 150 with the? It's
a real
minus-
time
Give or
saver.
I'll
take.
tell you this:
Sorry.
with that many successes, Talon, I guarantee you, Talon factored in
Yeah.
all the deaths and
all
stuff.
the death,
Cool.
probably
Just-
the body mass and height of everybody that was being boarded into these shuttles, as
Got it.
well as the space that could be packed in like comfortably.
Do we have an answer for? Here's a question. Do we have an answer for? Because it seems like we have the calculation for all of those conditions you just listed, but do we also have one for? If we fix the transporter, it will take this long.
That'd be a good use of
I-
the bonus momentum.
Unless
you're
the
burning-
storm stops, I'm not comfortable using the transporter. See, it still
boy.
seems very dangerous
Okay.
to use it in an ion storm.
So I with that. So again, with your level of success and you burned 3 momentum. So I'll tell you right now, it's entirely possible to actually use the transporter system
Okay.
because the distance isn't that
So short
great
range,
here,
Okay.
and you're going cross. So it's not going to be beaming into the atmosphere. In other words, you're not beaming off planet.
Okay.
Right.
So there won't be as much interference. There is an ionization effect in the atmosphere right now, but because you guys are planet side, it's going to be a little easier. However, you are going to have to spend time working on the transporters. Jiv can do that.
Good.
Yeah, this
But
is
you are
all
gonna have
but
to
on the
spend some
scale of a
time.
ship to ship, or a site to site transport. It's
Yeah.
800 meters,
But-
give or take.
So it's
Yeah.
either 4 hours
Or-
to physically
Or an
transport.
hour and a half with transporters.
But once the transporters, how long will it take to fix the transporter?
Right.
Not broken.
That's going to be up to Jiv.
Oh, that's right.
Gotcha.
That's what we're doing over
Systems are
here.
wrong.
So it's an hour and a
that's-
half from when the transporters are fixed.
Exactly.
And
So if the
it's
transporters are
question
fixed,
mark
you can get
until the
150 people on board the
Gotcha.
Sally Ride in about a half an hour. Or an
Oh.
hour and a half, sorry. Hour and a
Okay.
half.
hour and a
Figure out what we're doing before we fill our ship with people.
Yeah.
But yes,
Over here.
transporters will be very useful here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good to know.
And don't forget, you're telling me this, but
Yes.
don't forget to keep Jiv in, because I'm not assuming you're communicating to
Oh,
him
yes,
unless
yes,
you
yes.
specifically contact him and tell him what you need.
Okay.
Are,
So
are
right
we
now,
able
he's
to?
currently trying to get sensors
Comms.
online.
Yeah. Are our comms online? Are we
Yeah.
able to hail the ship? Are we able to? Or is there any interference from that storm that close?
I'm not going to have you guys roll for it again right now. I'm going to say you have, because of the roll
Okay.
earlier, I'm going to say you have contacted the ship. There is a static interference going through, but you can make out on word.
Fantastic.
You can hear.
So we just told all that information to Lucal.
Okay.
Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, Lucal is listening very
Okay, great.
intently, just kind of
Okay,
nodding
great.
and going, so, sounds like we should get your transporters working again.
Yes. And like I said before, Lucal, any and all information will be incredibly helpful. I know that you are scientists and that you are working towards preserving your data and your research. And that is very important. But again, for us, the most important thing is to save as many lives as possible. And if you've already had some deaths, then we are inclined to believe that this is absolutely an emergency situation, that it would be easier to treat and help you and determine the cause of the illness in orbit. Does that make sense? So that's why I'm really leaning towards trying to evacuate as many of you as possible first, and then solving the problem.
Lucal just, there's actually silence when you finish saying that. He looks at you.
Okay.
And then he just says, you don't believe a word I'm telling you, do you?
Oh, I believe you, but I also believe that you might not be so trusting to the Federation, and I understand that, and I understand your mission and what you're doing here, but I'm just trying to convey to you that your lives may be at stake. Lives, plural. So the more that you can work with us, hopefully the more of you we can save.
Well,
And
as a citizen of the Federation, Captain, believe me, I understand what's at stake here.
it's good. It's very good. Talon, would you relay all of that information to Jiv back on the ship at some
Yeah.
point? Thank you.
Yes, Captain.
So we're going to cut to Jiv in engineering, just finishing hearing you saying what you need, and
Great.
he looks over at you, Commander, as you're down in engineering with another engineering team.
You did
He-
an end run around me there, by the way.
He-
buddy.
Jiv, as the
Is this a new scene?
yeah, no, I'm just saying it's
Intercut.
going to be a new
intercutting.
scene after
Gotcha.
this, but I'm just cutting
It's a
to
cutaway.
Jiv, basically leaning back in the engineer's chair in front of the warp core after Talon has finished contacting the ship, saying exactly what they need, and Jiv looks over at you, Commander, and just says, I knew they were going to ask me to have the transporters ready. I knew they were going to do that. The one thing that was going to be, God, he gets up. I'm going to go work on the transporters. I got to have those ready. Okay, I'm going to get the transporters ready. He
Get it done.
grabs an engineering kit. He says, you. And two engineers immediately.
He snaps at them.
Oh, yeah.
Tellarites have digits, right? They don't,
yeah.
Okay, good. Cool.
Tellarites have digits.
All right. Good to know.
So the engineers who he snaps at, they immediately grab their stuff. He's like, come on. Got to get the transporters working. Commander, need me? I'll be in a Jeffries tube. He starts climbing up this ladder. Pulls the panel off and crawls inside. One ensign follows him. The other one goes over to the pad and begins to monitor their progress. And then you can hear echoing down the hallway, Jiv just going, it's always the transporters. They never work when they need to work.
Oh, it's also the
Ionization storms,
sensors,
you're in a nebula, you're too close to a sun,
the
there's always something.
deflectors, and the dampeners.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
It's always something. Huh?
The ensign that's here, as this is echoing down the Jeffries tube, the ensign who's on the console just goes, and then notices you're looking and goes, and keeps That's 2. And goes back to pounding away.
Hanson. All right.
All right, so as y'all are moving towards the research facility, I need...
May I scan the call just while we're going? It'll either
Yeah.
be my baseline for a Zacdorn, or I will detect some viral or bacterial.
Or do you want to
issues.
you scan the guy who's talking?
Yes, please.
Do you want to be discreet about it, or do you want to just pull out your
Nah.
tricorder? Okay. All right. He
Point of
watches.
discretion has passed. This is an emergency situation as far as,
All right.
I'm concerned.
As this is happening, he just turns and looks at you as you pull out the tricorder, and he says, "Oh, please go ahead." And go ahead. All right. So go ahead and make your roll as you pull out the tricorder.
What is that? Reason science?
This is going to be a reason science roll. Yes.
Can we just lump in Valk in this scanning as well, or is that going to be a separate role? The pilot. Pilot 12.
If you want
Oh
to.
yeah, can I take them both in? Is that
Yeah. We
Yeah,
can, I mean, there'll be 2 separate actions, but yes, it won't be one roll.
Okay. I've got focuses both in xenobiology and infectious diseases.
Then you will definitely get a focus on this. I think Dr. Throlo has immediately applied her focus to this, so go ahead and make your roll. The difficulty is going to be 2.
Did we switch scenes?
No, same scene.
Okay, good.
Same scene.
Then I would like to spend at least 1 momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get that scan good.
Okay.
Did I
Oh.
guess right? Was it reason science? Did you confirm?
It's reason science, yeah. Or I'm sorry, this will be reason medicine, not reason
thank
science.
you. Yes,
Yes,
that's
reason
better.
medicine.
And what I meant to say.
Yeah. Reason medicine.
Wow, that's high.
Go ahead and make a reason medicine check.
So my target number
Difficulty
is
is 2.
17. My difficulty is 2.
And it's 2 because this is not an easy scan with the bouncing about, plus he's wearing an environmental suit, so there's a little bit of interference, but go ahead and make your roll. And your tricorder should roll in those snazzy blue science dice.
That is
As you map his
is-
genealogy.
5 successes.
How did that spring on your?
Because 2 of her dice are crit.
5 successes?
2 crits, 2
I wanna take a
actual
picture of
crits,
it.
not just focus crits,
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
like little Starfleet.
and a 3rd success.
That is
I mean,
monster. So do
Can
you
I-
want to spin those momentum to juice the crap out of this for
Yeah.
information?
Can I
You
take
just
a
want to
picture
juice
of it?
it?
It's so beautiful.
Yep.
You're gonna- okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you. So you were trying to scan for infectious disease. As you're scanning him.
I'll bank 1 and spend the other 2.
Okay. Cool. So you're back up to full momentum.
Yeah.
Okay then. So this is how we're going to play it out. So you're basically using 4 momentum here for questions to get more information.
I
that
had
correct?
5. The difficulty was 2, so
So
that's
5,
3
4, 3,
overflow,
so you
and I
get
banked
2.
1, so I spent 2. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to get 2 additional questions. So your initial scan indicates, as you're running the tricorder scan over him, Lukal does in fact seem to be suffering from a disruption in his biology. Specifically, it looks like he has an elevated body temperature, which is particularly unusual for the fact that he's in an environmental suit. It's difficult to get any more information beyond that, but he is showing initial signs of the sickness that he has described. Now you get 2 more questions that you get answers for.
And this is just for Lukal's scan.
This is just Lukal's scan.
Nature or existence of a pathogen would be helpful.
Yes.
Is that something that would emerge?
should-
Does he have, so would a valid, I can practice my phrasing on questions. Would a valid question be,
Sure.
Do I detect the presence of any pathogens?
Yes, that would be a totally valid question.
All right.
There are no presence of any alien or viral pathogens in his body
Viral or bacterial?
That are known.
that are known. Your tricorder's not picking up any of that. One more question.
Can I suggest it be? Is it environmental then? Is it?
What do you want to ask?
Well, I could do a separate scan environmentally after this.
We should also figure
Yeah.
out how long he's been wearing that suit, because
just,
that would
like,
determine on when he caught
20
it.
seconds.
Because we're assuming that if you're in an environmental suit, you're not going to catch it. Hopefully, that would be weird.
Well, I could just
Well,
ask
we know
him
it's
that.
a path. It's not caused by a pathogen,
Or not
Right.
one that we can find.
right?
Right.
There isn't a
Do we need to know
pathogen
how
at this
long
stage.
He's been. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, how long has he been in the suit? Because that means he's gotten it. Oh
Right,
no, wait.
certainly you caught it before.
I guess it didn't mean much.
He's displaying the symptoms.
Yeah.
What's your question?
My question is,
Is it, here are just some ideas, you don't have to take these. Is it curable, and is it environmental?
So asking if it's curable, that's not a
Right.
question you're really getting an answer on because you
Okay.
don't know what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
What biological system is dysregulating? This sounds like a dysregulation of the autonomic nervous system. It could be neurological. What is going wrong in
Yes.
them?
So I can give you
Yeah.
symptoms from your first roll, so you don't have to waste that question.
Okay.
But it basically, from the scan, it just looks like some of his biological systems are actually beginning to break down, or they're reacting like they're fighting an infection when they're not.
So there's a false sort of immune response.
That's what the symptoms appear to be.
Okay.
Elevated body temperature. It's difficult to say, but there's nothing pathogenic here to indicate that there's a sickness causing this, or not something that's viral or bacterial.
All right, so can I ask if there's the presence of any weird elements?
Sure.
Does that seem like a good,
Yeah, what signs are abnormal?
yeah.
Like white cell count? What do we
It's
get?
kind of adjacent.
I don't think they
But-
have white blood cells. but-
Dr. Thorlo, as you're scanning it, you're actually noticing the way that the immune system is reacting and looking for maybe a poison of some kind, like because you're asking about elements,
Sure.
possibly.
Can you breathe in weird heavy metals like?
Yeah, it starts to click with that many successes and burning momentum. It starts to click, and this has all of the symptoms and all of the side effects of possible radiation contamination.
Of course.
And with that, we're going to pause for a break. So
Well
we'll be
played.
back in 10 minutes
Well
as we
played.
approach the research facility.
Okay.
So stick around and find out what the hell is going on. We'll be right back.
Oh man.
All right, welcome back to Shield of Tomorrow. We're back from our break. When we last left off, our Dr. Throlo had just identified that Lukal, one of the Zakdorn scientists who has met you, is in fact possibly poisoned from radiation sickness. It seems very likely. His symptoms are all matching up perfectly, and there doesn't seem to be any evidence of bacterial or viral infections. You rolled an astonishing 5 successes on that medical roll.
It's posted.
So that's the latest piece of information that has come through the pipe. You still have the other one to scan if you were still interested in doing that. The
I'm
pilot Volk.
probably going to do that in a minute, but
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and be like, look how the Zakdorn, you're renowned for your strategic ability.
Well, of course, I'm Zakdorn.
So you can obviously see the advantages of telling me immediately what sort of experiments have led to the radiation poisoning that is going to take the lives of more of your crew.
Snaps.
He stares at you for a second and says, see, this is what I was talking about when I said you're not believing a word I'm saying. I honestly don't know what experiments you might be referring to.
Who will know? Because someone has poisoned you.
What do you mean someone's poisoned me? He looks at you critically suddenly. I feel fine. Why is she looking at me like that?
Because she knows what she's talking about. I would listen to every single word coming out of her mouth.
I'm not poisoned. I feel fine.
What kind of readings are you getting, Doctor?
Your temperature is elevated.
Well, I'm in a suit. It's,
You're in the early stages of the radiation poisoning that I
Okay.
suspect is claiming the lives of your friends and colleagues. It is vitally important that you tell me what exactly you all are working on down here.
We're botanists. We're working on vegetables. We're working on plant life.
Do you want to tell them what else we've noticed is unbotany related?
Yes, of course. How much more time is left in this ride before we get to this?
You guys are actually seeing the research facility under the gray curtain of rain. It's up ahead. It's maybe another 5 minutes away.
I'm sort of giving a glance at Talon.
Talon, would you like to lay out the type of readings that we found before and during our entry into the atmosphere?
Yes, I can do that. Mr. Lukal, was it?
Lukal.
Lukal. When we were trying to land, we noticed that your moon, the moon of this planet, is off its orbit. Do you know
What?
anything of that?
No, we've not received any strange readings. I think that's something we would notice.
Yes,
Then
it
it-
is something you would notice. And yet you haven't.
Well, I don't know if you've looked outside today. Talan, I believe I heard you call you.
Yes.
It's a bit cloudy. Difficult to see the moon at the moment.
I could understand that your focus on your botany research and the recent wave of illness that has struck your crew,
Yes.
your research team, I should say. I understand that you may be distracted, but these are readings that I presume that your station would be scanning periodically. Your environment.
We don't. I am not sure how to respond to you. We don't have telescopes. We're not astronomers. We're not monitoring the position of the moon. We've encountered a bad thunderstorm and we've suffered damage and we have illnesses. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, either one of two things is happening right now, Lukal, and I hate to have to come down on you and Valk in this way, but I'm going to have the same conversation with whoever's in command of your research team. But
Zarima.
yes, Sarima.
Dr. Zarima.
Who is ill and maybe close to death from what you've said.
Dr. Zarima hasn't displayed any symptoms.
What is Dr. Pranaj's status?
Pranaj died
When?
about 3 hours ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I. He was a good man. Very good at his job.
May I confer with you, Captain? Mm-hmm. Do we feel that this person, Lukal, I'm conferring quietly. So
Do we have a
This
private
person.
channel?
I was going to tell you, you are in the environmental suits. You
Yeah.
can,
Oh, like mute.
yes,
Just like
essentially
switch to
you
like
can
a private
just
channel.
open a direct link to him. Yeah.
Okay.
So that Zukal can't hear you.
So
Lukal.
mute.
And for the record, I think it's fine that that Lukal is seeing like our lips move to
Right.
one another and we're not
And-
addressing. I don't
right.
care about that at this point. I
Yeah.
want Lukal to know, like, no, we're
Yeah.
talking to each other
We're
and
in
not
control.
you. So hang
The
on a
grown-ups are
second.
talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the grown-ups are talking. That's right. Go ahead. Talon.
Captain, I wonder if, number one, Lukal maybe knows something is strange about the research they've been doing, but is not high enough on the totem pole to know what it is. Therefore, I wonder if we might do some type of insight check to see if there is any information from this person or if they really are just clueless.
Well, one of two things are happening right now, Talon. Either Lukal is an incredibly good liar, or he really is in the dark and doesn't know what's going on. In any case, I feel like we're going to have to go over his head and talk to his superiors, or just take command of this situation altogether, because we need to save these characters' lives as soon as we can.
I worry, Captain, if I may speak freely,
Of course.
I worry that Lukal could be part of a plan to lead us into some type of trap.
They have a lot to say to each other, don't they? Lukal turns to the two of you.
I'm so proud.
I must speak for Commander Rue because they are not here and I believe they would feel
Right.
the same way.
Of course, I think you said their favorite word, trap, and I'm not disagreeing with you there. I felt as if Commander Rue was with us for just a quick moment, but it was you.
Commander
Talon.
Rue would tell us
I
to stun this
I
man
speak for
immediately.
them.
It was you. Okay,
They
great.
speak through me.
Okay. Fantastic. So how do you want to play this? Talon?
Can we do an insight check with this person?
I mean, technically I had Martinez, you rolled to see if you could insight check him essentially from
Persuasion, yeah.
before. And what you gleaned is that he is possibly hiding something or nervous about something that's not related to, certainly not related to the storm.
Right.
But I will tell you, if you want, I'll go ahead and make a ruling here that if you want to spend momentum, I will allow you to retroactively ask questions pertaining to that original roll. Since you've gotten a little more information from him, I'll let you do that this time.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll spend a momentum point.
All right, so what would you like to ask?
Oh, that's great. You got
The GM.
studios or something, don't you?
Who is me?
Studious?
Yeah.
I do.
That's a bonus obtain information, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you spend
Oh,
enough time.
I believe
have a
I
talent
have
that'll
that
help
as
you
well.
here?
Yeah, I have
Yeah, probing questioning. We both have
He gets
that.
a 2
Correct.
for 1.
Studious, yeah.
Oh,
So
you get 2 for 1.
when you obtain information, you can ask another question.
Okay,
Oh,
so
and
bad.
I have intense scrutiny, if that helps at all. That's probing questioning.
You know
Really?
what, Talon?
Yeah,
I'm
can
gonna
I
let
assist,
I'm going to
or-
let you take point on this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, private channels.
I
Talon,
will
should we do
grill
a
them.
little
So-
good cop, bad cop?
That's
Yes,
a
I will be the bad cop, as usual.
Fantastic.
Okay, so that's a talent you're using?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and what does it specifically let you do?
It says, all I wrote was intense scrutiny, probing, questioning. Sorry. I
You have the ability to ask questions.
It's in the,
Well,
it's in the book.
yeah,
We
it's
can-
in. We
Sure,
can look
you
it
wanna
up.
make a reference
Yeah.
here?
We'll pull that up.
Okay.
Why don't you guys run the scene and I will start working on the rules.
Commander
Okay,
Rue
great.
will take
Thank you.
the
Okay,
con
great.
on that.
Thank
So just
you.
to kind of talk this out loud a little bit, we have an opportunity possibly to ask 2 for 1 questions. Is that what we're
Yeah.
doing? Talon's going to take point.
I have a feeling intense scrutiny is only going to apply to like a scientific observation and whatnot,
okay.
since
that's-
that's your
okay.
thing. I have a feeling that Captain Martinez's,
think, yeah.
I think yours talent is going to apply here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The studious questioning, line of questioning. All right, well, let's just talk this out loud for a second. How do we want to go about doing this? What exactly do we want to get out of Luke Hall?
Let us also consider that Zach Dorn are strategic, and
Of
so
course.
What are you doing?
distracting you while they're talking it out.
Oh no, he's staring
I
right
know,
at the two
I
of
know.
them.
Ensign Sage,
can
do
he
you want
read
to...
lips?
You
So
don't
how's
know,
the
but he's
weather?
staring at you two.
Okay, just
He's
in
really
case,
smart, yeah.
just in case this guy's a Hal, we're going to turn around.
He did make the comment. You two have a lot to say to each other.
we're going to turn around and have the conversation to each other over here in this way. And in the meantime, I'm going to say, Ensign Sage, do you want to do your distraction dance?
Sure.
Okay, great.
You're distracted. That's gonna get gift.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're turned around. No lip reading is going to happen. What do we have about the
Intense
rules?
scrutiny will not be pertinent here.
Okay.
When you succeed at a task using reason or control as part of an extended task, you may ignore up to 2 resistance for every effect rolled.
What about
The 2 for 1 will absolutely apply.
Will
It's an
apply?
obtain information roll.
That's all the dancing
Okay.
I have.
So
Right.
we know that Lukal is nervous about something that's not the weather.
Yes.
I have a feeling, I'm inclined to believe that he's absolutely hiding something about their experiments that are happening on this planet, and I have a feeling that they've been ordered to do so, that they might be hiding that information from Starfleet for whatever reason. So I want to help Dr. Throlo, to help us, to see how far along we've come. I know. Hi, hello. Just do a little ad. That's it. That's the third one.
That was really funny, though.
It was.
Really
It was
funny.
worth it. It's
Yeah,
always
good
worth
job.
it. So I think I want to ask something along the lines of, is this like an ask or like an intimidate type of situation? Are we just playing it off of like the last time I was being
Yeah.
persuasive?
I'm essentially kind of bending rules here a little bit. I'm
fine.
going to let you spend momentum to. Normally, you would only be able to do this once you've made a roll, and piggybacking off that roll, you'd be able to burn that momentum to get even more information out. I'm letting you spend momentum right now to get that information, even though it's been a few minutes since
Right,
that
we're getting
roll
the
happened.
rhythm of things with
Yeah.
this.
So I'm going to let you, because you guys kind of been grilling him a little bit.
Yes.
Instead of having you roll again,
Got it.
I'm just going to let you
Just squeeze
piggyback
him
off
in.
that, but then I'm going to cap it. Like you're
Okay.
going to get all you can from this guy.
Out of this
All
guy.
right.
Yeah.
So Talon, what is jumping out at you as something that you need to know, want to know about this situation? Also, I'll just, I guess, if I can, Dr. Throlo, what do you want to know, need to know about the situation that could help you?
Well, just to put this into context, so this is happening. Well, let me put it this way. In this scene, the way this is playing out, the way this would work is in the exchange, you can confer with your scientist to figure out what's going on and find out, like, to confer with each other your suspicions about the man. But to spend momentum like this to get more information out of, you can ask each other as players what you think you should ask.
Then that's what I'm doing.
But in character, it wouldn't really
No
work.
We
time.
don't need to get bogged
Yeah,
down
yeah,
in
yeah,
this
yeah.
one.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, we're almost to the base.
just to keep the scene, just to keep the integrity of the
4
scene.
minutes.
So you can ask Amy
Yeah.
what you think you should ask.
Amy, Elisa, what should I ask?
But like Dr. Throlo is actually not privy to the
She's
information.
dancing with
Yeah,
me,
exactly.
So we're just like, ooh, distraction.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I want to know two thoughts. I want to know the cause, like why this Lukal is really nervous. Like, what's the real thing that he is trying to keep from us or hide from us?
He really seemed to think that they're just doing botany, but he's super nervous about something.
Super nervous. And
Which part of this whole thing made him flinch?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that you found that he has radiation poisoning, and he was like, "No, I don't." That's interesting to me.
That was a like. So what we kind of want to know is during this discussion, like which part of what we talked about made him flinch? Like, was he calm when I said you're not doing botany, or was he like,
or was it
he calm when you said something about the moon? Was he?
So
like,
it sounds to me like what y'all are really asking is he lying or does he actually not know?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Because that's what it. Because that's what it sounds like. Y'all are dancing
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
we want to know.
So that could definitely be a question.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one.
So if that's your question, then that being your first question, then it definitely seems like he doesn't know. Doesn't look like
what's he
he's
so nervous about?
From when it comes to like the sickness and what's going on, he doesn't seem to know.
Yeah, he really thought they had a fever.
He honestly did not seem. He honestly seemed shocked that he was being diagnosed with radiation poisoning. That seemed to genuinely shock him. He also honestly, just to give you this, because it's a general question you're asking, is he lying or does he not know? The moon revelation also completely. He's bewildered by that.
Okay.
That seems all very genuine.
I picked up on that. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, so the radiation thing, he doesn't seem like he has any idea what that's all about. It could just be because he's a researcher and he doesn't have access to medical records. It could be that, it could be he's not in the know, but for whatever reason, he honestly does not seem like he knows and seems surprised by that. So that's one question. You get one more.
Oh, great. Okay.
I want to know how, because the storm. It seems like he seems oblivious about the moon and all that stuff as well. How long has this storm been happening? Did we find that out already?
Yeah, I think I remember him saying it, but if he hasn't said, then I would say it was introduced, like he would have told you guys when you were doing an initial line of questioning. This is information y'all would have had. So I would say that the storm's been raging for about 6 hours now.
Okay, so when they first contacted us with the
it had already been going, but it had been building up. When you guys were first contacted with the distress call, the storm had been blowing for a spell. And now, by the time you all arrived and had gotten here and gotten everything, like to
because it took
the
us
point
like
where you are
24
now.
hours to get here, right? Or 25 hours?
Well, you received the distress call, but I
Right.
mean, the storm, let me put it this way, this wave of the storm has been raging for the past 6 hours.
Okay.
Right.
Because remember, I was
ramped
describing
up,
it as
yeah.
sort of, because it's like, it's
comes and
like,
goes.
yeah, it's like a hurricane, but it's not, it's
Like-
a system that's like constantly passing through the planet's
Like a
atmosphere.
tide.
One might say.
Comes and it ebbs. Sorry. That's just a.
So what's your question?
Sorry.
That's okay.
That was my question, which was already answered.
What?
So.
Yeah.
Well, now I just want to get them out of here.
We need to go
Yeah.
to
I'm
the
less
base.
suspicious now.
I do have a lot of other priorities. They're mostly not about whether this
To
guy's
help-
being truthful, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
it's like
We
just
don't always have to
wanna-
use the extra question if we want to move along.
Well, what I want to do is I'm going to give this guy some information on top of asking him a question. Okay, I think I know the question I'm going to ask him.
Okay, what's
I'm
okay.
going to try to get Lukal sort of on our side. So this is what I'm going to say. Lukal, you may or may not be aware, but our ship has some of the most advanced sensors in the galaxy, and we are picking up what may be a planet-ending cataclysm that is happening right now. And on top of that, my doctor, one of the best doctors in the galaxy, has just found out that you are dying. You have been poisoned from radiation. So you might not have the clearance or anything to know exactly what's going on, and if you and your team are conducting any sort of experiments that are outside of Starfleet, honestly, I'm not concerned with that right now. What I am concerned with, as the captain of a starship that has been sent here to help people and save lives, I'm concerned with saving as many lives as possible. So what I'm asking you, Lukal, will you help us? Will you help communicate this idea to your superiors to evacuate everybody before we are concerned with saving your research, which I'm sorry to say might not be a possibility? Will you help us?
Snaps.
Wow.
He starts looking at you again. It's a long pause. And as the pause stretches, the hovercraft finally pulls up to the research facility.
I need your
and
help,
it goes into, you see the garage door opens up as the hovercraft goes in.
Looks like we're here, LaCall.
He's just looking at you. The garage door, as it starts to close, he watches the garage door close for a second, and all he does is, as the garage door closes, he looks back at the pilot, who kind of leans back and looks at him, and the call, just as the thing closed, he just goes, "Help us." And then he presses the button and, well, we're here. And he steps abruptly off the hovercraft.
Whoa.
Okay, great. I'm going to need to go into my emergency training that kicks in when there
What is the nature of the gaming emergency?
when there is a what's the word I'm thinking of? A hostage? Like when there, like what sort of training do we have as Starfleet personnel when there are people that are like like this sort of like nod once if you need help, nod twice if you need help now kind of a thing? What kind of knowledge do we have?
Let's say
Because these are also members of the Federation.
yes, these are Federation
We've established
citizens.
that. These are
Yes.
Federation citizens.
The Zach Dorner Federation citizens.
So we're within our right to.
if they're being
like,
held hostage, you are absolutely
There's
in
no
your right.
prime directive bullshit. There's
No.
like
If
diplomacy that we have to. Okay.
If Federation citizens are in danger, if you have reason to believe that citizens of the Federation are in danger, then you are within your rights as the captain of a starship to take whatever means necessary to protect them.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Great.
But as he says that and abruptly walks off, it occurs to all of you that suddenly everyone is standing in a spider web. It hits you all at once the moment he says that, like you've walked into a dangerous situation here.
Oh, okay.
That's what he
literally,
means.
but figuratively.
Yeah,
a
figuratively
spider
a
Yeah,
spider
we're
web.
like, oh no.
web. I was like, this is getting real
Loth, the
spicy.
Spider
here.
Queen, appears
Yeah.
and
Okay, said phasers to stun.
yes, we'll shoot Loth. But yeah, you all get the impression that essentially you've entered into a dangerous situation. Your instinct, Martinez, definitely clicks in that this might be a hostage situation. You're not entirely sure, but with the information that was given to you in that reaction, that's what your gut instinct is telling you.
Did we all hear that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of y'all heard that. He was not trying
Yes.
to hide that. And it looks like the pilot looks like the pilot also tries to keep their cool when he
Yes.
says that.
Yeah. Sure.
Because the pilot also abruptly gets up, like, well, it's a nice day, kind of like, like, oh, no, just moving along. Like the pilot kind of overcompensates, trying to,
Almost
fly
like
casual.
There's like eyes and ears everywhere to where they have to kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And steps up, and just keeps going.
Is there a way to is there a way so we can try and communicate this to Commander Rue? And
Oh, absolutely. That's
the
about
ship,
to happen.
Like, but without them knowing, so that we, that it looks like we're playing our cool too, because we don't know.
Well,
what kind
I
of
think
situation we're in.
I think I kind of want to see this, whatever happens next, play out because I have a feeling that we will be within our right to hail to our ship and to essentially bring reinforcements. I want that shuttlecraft. Yeah,
you just
I want
gave
that,
me the right to enforce
I want
the
that
law.
shuttlecraft here, and then in that exchange, I'm going to let Commander Rue know everything that we just found out, so that we can bring in those reinforcements, so that it can turn into, I don't care what's happening here, but we're going to get these people out of here, and then we'll kind of go from there.
So you guys step off the shuttlecraft?
Yeah.
Or the hover. So you step out into the bay. We're going to cut back to the Sally Ride.
New scene?
Yeah.
All right, momentum.
Is this
Yeah,
a-
yeah.
You mean
no,
our
no.
intercut?
Yeah, this because when we come back, it's going to be a new scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and take off one
right.
momentum. Back in the Sally Ride, Commander, you are impressed with Shiv. I mean, the guy is, he's a Tellarite. It's part of their species traits that they complain, and they are hot-headed and argumentative. For the most part, this old Tellarite seems to keep himself pretty much in check, with the occasional snapping. But what you've noticed is he doesn't vent his frustrations on his team.
Correct.
It looks like every time he runs into something and he's on the verge of losing his temper, he directs it towards the problem. And you're getting used, you're already starting acclimating to the fact that this Tellarite spews some impressive technobabble in place of swearing.
Cool.
It's an impressive vocabulary, clearly from somebody who has worked on these kinds of systems all of his life. He comes crawling out of the Jeffries tube after you've listened to 20 minutes of him shouting down. The ensign comes out too, and she wipes her brow and just looks at you and says, "Sir," moves past you back towards the warp core and begins to enter in some calculations. Ziv comes down the ladder, and he stops at the bottom of the ladder and he goes, "I got the sensors working."
Sensors are good. I'm not mad at having the sensors working.
There's a bit of a problem, Commander.
Lay it on me.
If we have sensors, we don't have transporters. If we have transporters, we don't have sensors. I'm having to bounce the systems around like crazy right now. This storm, the Sally Ride, she's doing good, but she wasn't designed to be planet-side in the middle of an ion storm. It's not being nice to us. To be fair, if it was any other Federation starship, their systems would be fried by now. Of course, if there's another Federation starship, they'd also be a wreck on the planet side because they couldn't land. That's my idea of a joke. You can ignore it.
What joke? So how quickly can you bounce between systems?
Pretty fast, but if we evacuate using the transporters, it's going to leave us blind for a bit.
So let's see what information we can get. I want to get as much of a sensor sweep first of the facility where the captain and the away team are. If there are any surprises, I want to know about them. We're only 800 meters away. I expect full detail from this.
That's fair assessment. All right. Hey, I don't remember your name. You've got the engineering.
I'll comms up to the science officer on the bridge.
Okay, you comms
Because
up.
they're the sensor people.
Oh, okay. As soon as you come up, you see Ziv stop and go, "Oh, never mind. I'll
You
stay
focus on the power. We'll let the science officers do the scanning, eh?
Right,
And
yep,
now
that's
Ruth
fair.
speaks. And now Ruth
And now
speaks for
Ruth.
Talon. We speak for each other. Yes.
So Ziv
Yay,
nods.
sensors.
And as Ziv nods to you, he's like, he kind of relents and says, "All right." And then he walks over to the crew member, and she looks up at him, and he puts his hand on her shoulder. And he's like, "What's your name? I need to learn everybody's name here. You're gonna have to help me with that." And he pats her on the back, and you see her relax a little bit. And she says, "Yes, sir. It's not a problem, sir." And they move over to the console, and he begins to work with her. Yeah, he's an old salt, but
trying.
he's a Federation engineer.
He has a
It's
good
like
heart.
a grumpy grandpa.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing Ziv. He's kind of like a grumpy grandpa.
It's like back in my day.
Yeah.
not
He's the
quite
kind
like
of
that.
person,
I
you
was
get the
perfectly
impression
good.
that he's somebody who would never apologize, but instead would probably immediately just correct and move forward.
He thinks he's always tell her right.
Hey.
Oh no, that's
Oh,
a
man.
kind of joke. Right there.
All right, so that's
All right,
those
moving on.
sensors. What are we
Yep.
getting?
I need to make a quick check. So do you want to roll for the Sally Ride?
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Have we
Roll
had
it?
for your crew member here.
Our crew member
Yep.
does the thing.
Does the thing. So let's say,
If our crew member does the thing.
roll for the Sally Ride. Difficulty is obviously, nope.
It's an 18. Okay, yeah, throw that one in jail.
You hear the science officer on the bridge say, "Nothing yet, Commander, but it could just be a temporary spike in interference. We can try again in a few moments."
All right, sounds good. Jiv, anything we can do for power?
Well,
We had 6 in the shields. We don't need them right now. Can we divert?
yeah, I could run some power out of the shields. I mean, lightning strikes aren't going to do much to us now that we're on the ground.
All right.
All right. This way. He moves off to the left. We see he approaches the computer consoles on the far end of the engineering. You get the impression that Jiv, having only been on the Sally Ride for, 72 hours now, is still learning the layout of the engineering area. So he moves across main engineering to the other side and begins to do power transfer. So we'll get back
Engineers
to that. in a
design
second.
the warp core, don't know their way around engineering. They're adorable.
He's good at what he does, but he's having to learn to do this
But he
again.
needs a man.
I'm not minding.
Yeah. Okay. So we will cut back to you guys now.
Okay, so we've got 4 momentum is where we should be at with this new scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Entering into the facility, this place.
I'd
what's
like to, at some point, just give a little arm squeeze to poor Valak, who I yelled at.
up? To who?
I just messed his name up. Lukal.
Lucal.
You give an arm squeeze to Lucal.
Oh,
He
because
flinches when
we
you
grilled
squeeze
him.
his arm and just, as you guys are walking up, and you look at him and he just says, it seems like he gets it.
Yeah.
He nods.
Okay.
You all ascend a staircase, this metal staircase, and arrive at what looks like an observation deck that looks out over all the crops. It's rather beautiful. It's a wall of windows stretching about close to 70 feet with computer consoles lining these windows.
Okay.
This place is built off the side of a very large hill that's borderline mountainous. And so you get a really good view of the terrain out in front. They get perfect visual, they have perfect visuals on all of the crops that they're raising, as well as horizons and forest areas and stuff like that. So you're actually getting a really good view right now of the horizon. It's just a gray, it looks like gray paint has just been smeared across the field of vision from all of the rain in the distance and the flashes of light. You are seeing off in the distance what looks like funnel clouds beginning to form. Far, far enough away where there's nothing to concern yourselves with, but clearly tornadoes are starting to slowly happen.
Okay.
You also see, interestingly enough, that a lot of the computer systems here are functional. And you do notice that a lot of the Zakdorn who are here, all research scientists, are wearing environmental suits. There's only about 4 of them in the room right now. They all look like medium level research assistants, judging by the rank system that they have on their environmental suits. But as Lucal leads you all up, he says, well, this is all that can operate the observation deck right now. We only have so many environmental suits, and we sort of share them about.
Understood. Okay.
If you want to speak to Dr. Zarima, she's going to be in the med bay.
Understood. We're going to be heading there soon. In fact, can I kind of retroactively go back and say that while we were ascending the metal staircase, while we were approaching the room that we're in right now, I wanted to hail the Sally Ride.
Okay. Yes,
because
absolutely.
as soon as Lucal finishes saying what he was just saying, I definitely want to head to the med bay to help any people that
you want to
need help.
alert what's going on.
But I want to just check in with Sally Ride. So I'll say
Hours would seem like days.
Martinez to Sally Ride.
Okay.
Sally Ride, what do you got, Captain?
You both are, like you're hearing each other, but just so y'all know, it's still tough, especially because systems are being shunted left and right now in the Sally Ride.
Commander Rue, give us an update. What is the update on the transporter capability?
Transporters are up at the expense of sensors. We're pick 1 right now, Captain.
I need you to stand by with transporters right now, divert all of the power to the sensors. I want you guys to lock on to every single body in this facility. We may have to do an emergency evac situation. What I may call upon you momentarily is to send all 4 shuttlecraft with as much medical personnel as possible. So stand by with that, but in the meantime, I would like you to get a fix on all of our individual locations as well as every single body that's in this facility. Do you think that you can do that, Commander?
Commander, when he's saying all of this, across the engine bay, hearing this, you see Ziv turn and look at you with wide eyes as he's aware of the workload that he doesn't look like he's flinching, but he just stops and he literally just does this,
More than 100 souls is probably more than our transporters can lock onto at once. We can certainly get your signals through comm badges, but it'll take a while to get life signs on everybody.
Understood.
Let us know who the priority is.
Priority is, I'm going to leave that to Dr. Shishera. She's going to let you know who the priority bodies that we may need to transport first, which is why I said to stand by with the shuttlecraft. I understand that transporting 100 plus bodies might be really dangerous. Say that again?
Are we on this call?
I mean, I'm standing here
It's just you two, though, right?
doing the, yeah,
Go.
Direct.
but I would imagine you guys are hearing what I'm saying
We're walking up the stairs right now?
because I'm talking into my
Are you
shirt.
trying to keep it secret from
No.
people? Okay.
No,
That were with us?
no,
Okay.
absolutely not. And I'm using this again. We're just here to save people, y'all. We've got nothing to hide.
I'm into
We're
it.
Starfleet, okay? This is what we do. So this is absolutely out in the open. This is in the metal staircase. Whatever we're doing, I'm talking to Commander Rue.
Okay.
We're exchanging all this information. Stand by on the shuttlecraft. Get a lock on us, on our location. With the transporters, we might need some emergency personnel. We'll update you. Dr. Shishiros is going to update you with some emergency people that we may need to, as well quarantine. So, and then I'm going to have Dr. Shishiros, if you can let your medical team know what the situation is that we might need emergency.
We're going to need a lot of cellular regeneration therapies.
Yes.
We're going to need a lot, but what they've got, we can't catch.
You're going to have to
and
inoculate a lot of people.
Exactly. So if we can do that in the next few moments, maybe before Luke Hall lets us know about where we are in the station before we move forward. Just to update medical team standing
Captain,
by.
what I could use is some idea where this radiation's coming from and what the atmospheric levels are.
We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll do what we can.
Captain, how's that game of chess going that we started this morning? You think we're going to be finishing that up sometime today?
It seems like it, but hopefully. But I'm not going to lie, my queen is in a dicey situation, Commander Rue. Dicey situation.
Well, she may not be forked just yet.
So is this your, like, hours would seem like days, Spock Kirk talk?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I just let Commander Rue know that there may be a hostage situation. That is absolutely what I just conveyed to them.
Okay. We're gonna have a roll for that in just a second.
I understood without any meta thing.
You know what's interesting is I remember hearing in First Contact when they actually had radiation exposure, I remember hearing Beverly Crusher say we're all gonna have to be inoculated. But it's an interesting form of treatment against radiation, because what are you introducing to inoculate somebody? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you, the audience at home, can figure this out.
And inoculation may be an informal term for some sort of cocktail that would sort of up your cellular defenses and so
I do know, of course, in
reverse
starting in the
defects.
24th century, they were actually able to treat radiation quite well.
Yeah.
So
All of this is completely treatable, which is such a shame that so many people
At
have
this
already
phase
died.
of acute radiation poisoning,
When they
this is
could have
practically treatable
easily-
with modern medicine. We don't even need to get 24th century with it.
Yeah.
This is
yes,
skin isn't
you're raising a
pulling
very
off.
good point.
Yeah.
And what's
Infant stage.
even more, bizarre
That is a
that
piece of information.
can't wait to meet this doctor.
Great, yeah. Come on.
Throlo's like,
How's it going, Dr. Tobelov?
Right.
What have you been doing?
what have you been up to? So as you're communicating all of this, go ahead and make a roll, Captain. This is going to be a command presence roll.
Okie doke. Command presence.
Difficulty is going to be 1.
16.
And
Okay.
Commander? Commander, I'm going to ask you to make a reason command roll.
Can I apply one of my focuses? Composure. Trying to keep it in an emergency situation and able to convey or not.
What specializations do you have, Sam? Anything that would apply here?
Focuses?
I don't think so.
No?
Okay.
Composure?
Composure, I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll say you're basically able to play it straight face.
Exactly.
So I'll allow you to use composure here as a focus. Yeah.
Exactly. Great. Okay, cool.
You, but not me.
Wait, so I get an extra die for a focus? Is that what's happening?
No, it's that discipline thing again.
Yeah. It just means. Yeah,
Oh, right. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2d20.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 1,
Okay.
and it's going to be a contested roll. It's not really contested, but it's basically to see if. Let me put it this way, Rue. If the captain scores more successes here than you, then you'll get it.
I mean, yeah,
Gotcha.
I might get, we adequately communicated that there's a situation. That was the purpose of using code. Whether or not I can pick up it's a hostage situation.
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm having you roll for.
yeah.
I'm
Okay,
trying
great.
to find out how much
Yeah.
information you get from the cryptic message you just
Yeah.
received.
Let's go.
Can I burn a momentum?
If you burn a momentum, I'll let you immediately give Sam one piece of information. And you can decide which in-character piece of information it is. Ooh. But you have to roll a success on it.
Gotcha. Okay,
let's
so
go.
I
Go ahead
will
and make
use
a
a
roll.
momentum. So I
Difficulty is
roll a
gonna be 1.
success.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
So difficulty is going to be 1.
Ooh.
Go ahead and tell me what you guys roll.
With the momentum is when I get an extra. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Less
Well,
than
no,
16.
you're not burning momentum for the extra die. I'm giving you
That's-
you.
Oh, the extra.
So save
Gotcha.
that momentum, and if you succeed on the roll, I'll
Got
let
it.
you burn a momentum to give.
This is a weird one.
What is it?
Oh.
It is a critical success and a critical failure.
That's okay, you can do that.
Rolled a 20 and a 1.
That's a complication.
At 20 and 1. So you get 2 successes, you're going to succeed, but a complication is going to come through.
Wait, so that means we get a momentum back.
That's correct.
So even though you burn 1 momentum to give her information,
To get
or to give them
to get
information,
a specific piece of information.
we can just burn.
Yep. What'd you roll,
get it
Sam?
back.
2 successes.
Okay.
Woo!
So,
Oh, great.
all right. So you can tell Sam 1 piece of information, and if you want to say in that message you relayed to the commander that there's a potential hostage situation
Yes.
here, I will allow that.
That's what I want to do.
Okay. Then burn that momentum and to do that. But you gained 1 back, so
I
nothing
did.
happens.
Oh,
And
and
you
they
roll-
also got 2 successes, so that means do we get another momentum?
yes,
One more.
I'll give you 1 more.
Woohoo!
So we're at 5. If you roll
so-
back the tape, the part where I said, my queen is in a dicey situation, repeating that phrase specifically means this might be a hostage situation, Commander. You know what to do.
Okay. You basically get the code. When you two were assigned to this ship, the first few meetings you had in private with each other talking about command structure and whatnot, it was Rue's idea, at which you already concurred with, to come up with a captain to commander code for things like this. It's kind of Starfleet regulation that, no uncoded messages on an open frequency kind of thing. Across the engine room, still looking at you, Jiv notices the shift in your expression as the message comes through. And when the transmission ends, Jiv goes, "The hell is he talking about, Commander?"
All right. We are going to hold those transporters on standby, but I want to keep sensors up and running. I want to attempt another sweep of that facility. Kagrel, to calm to my security officer.
Okay.
I want to start loading security officers into the shuttlecraft. If we're sending folks over, I want them on standby.
You hear, "Yes, Commander." Jiv says, "I'm going to get back in that Jeffries tube." And he moves past you. "Give me 5 minutes." And he goes up the ladder again. No cussing this time. Seems like he's a little focused as he goes crawling into the Jeffries tube once again. And that's the point where you guys ascend and are told about the
Call,
Yeah.
sharing the suits. We're here.
sharing the suits.
We
We're
wanted
here.
to talk to Zarina.
Med
Dr.
Bay is
Zarina.
where you're
Med
going to
Bay.
find so-and-so, yeah.
Let's go to Med Bay. Thank you,
Do it.
McCall.
Okay, you all led down a series of corridors. It looks like a lot of laboratories, a lot of research stations along the wall. You do see some flickering lights, like the systems here are kind of suffering underneath the electrical storm, the ionization effect in the atmosphere again. Rounds the corner and you see it's a sterile hallway leading into, you see spray painted on the wall basically in the icon Med Bay this way, pointing, and emergency lights that have been activated. As you guys are walking, McCall says, "Oh, don't mind the emergency lights. They've been coming on and going off ever since we had this storm blow in. In fact, don't be surprised if you see a lot of systems just turning on and off rather randomly. The base has been acting uncooperatively." Walks over to the Med Bay door, which is a solid steel door. Presses the button and says, "Doctor, it's Lucas. Permission to enter?" You hear, "Granted." Opens up, and you see a crudely quarantined med bay, and it looks like there are. It looks like it's C-shaped, going around, very large, enough to accommodate 150 scientists here. You see a lot of medical equipment has been moved out of some parts to the left side of the room and over to the right side of the room where they've set up triage stations. And you see about 9 Zakdorn being treated for what you must assume must be radiation poisoning. You also see canisters of hyposprays have all been removed and probably have been gone through. It looks like they're actually running somewhat low on medical supplies. There's no nurses, there's just one doctor who's moving around the med bay. And as you all walk in, the doctor goes, "Oh, reinforcements? Something to help me fight this thing?"
Yes. Captain Martinez of the USS Sally Ride. We're here to help. Let us know what we can do. I have our ship's doctor here, Dr. Shiros. She will help in any way possible.
The doctor turns and says, Dr. Tobel Bev. We're a bit short-handed, as you might have seen.
I can see that. Tell me a little about what's going on here.
Well, I've got a lot of sick personnel, Doctor. Maybe you and I can speak as we work, and I can fill you in on everything that's going on.
Let's do.
You see the two medical doctors head towards some of the sick Zakdorn over there. Luke Call says, if you want, I can take you to the person in command.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Luke Call, before we head over there, I want to check in with our doctor. I want to see if there's anybody that we need to emergency transport out of this very facility right now. So I want to get a surrounding of, I guess, a situation in here.
What can I tell at a glance about the condition of the people in here?
It definitely matches your hypothesis that this is radiation poisoning, because you're seeing,
Can I tell from the nature of the treatments being applied whether Tobel-Bov has accurately ID'd what's wrong here? What is he doing?
From what you can
He or she?
She.
Or they?
No, it's a him.
Dr. Geek?
Tobel.
Geek is a she, but Dr. Tobel-Bov is a he.
Oh,
Yes.
and that's who that we're talking to?
Bob,
Yeah,
Dr.
okay.
Bob,
I got
Dr.
confused.
Bob has, apparently, his name is B-A-H-V. Yeah. Dr. Bob apparently has been applying essentially painkillers. It looks like he's been trying to minimize the agony of his patients. There's nothing, from what you can tell just from looking at the canisters, there doesn't look like there's been any medicine used to treat radiation sicknesses. But if you want to make a roll, which I suspect you will,
I'm acting like everything is normal, but I'm looking at
the Andorian, who are known for having tempers, you kind of clenching your jaw a little bit.
I have seen people sent back out to work on broken legs.
Yes.
It's my least favorite thing.
Go ahead and make a reason. Actually, I would say make a control science roll here. Not science, medicine. I'm sorry. Medicine. And do you have any? And you have xenobiology.
I do.
What else do you have?
Emergency medicine, xenobiology, infectious diseases, genetics, which might work for radiation decay, and counseling and
We
triage.
brought the most qualified person in the world.
I will let you apply a focus here.
Okay.
So go ahead and make a
All
roll.
of those focuses.
To your
The
medicine.
doctor is
Yeah.
doctoring.
Yeah.
I said
Doctor gonna
triage last,
doctor.
but that's
Doctor's
probably
gonna
after.
doctor.
She's such a good doctor.
What's the
You are.
difficulty?
The difficulty is going to be 2.
Two.
Burn a momentum.
Mind if I spend a momentum, guys?
Please.
Yes, please.
We're down to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Doctor's doctoring is a great time. When we do the thing we do, great time.
My
to use
control's
momentum.
not so great. I've only got target 14 here.
No, but you got cautious on the medicine, yeah?
I do. That's a reroll, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If I spend a momentum to get an extra die, which I did, I get 1 reroll on this.
Rad. That'll be useful.
Ha, rad.
Rad.
All right. Target number 14.
Ooh.
See, this is when you do it.
Doctor is the
5 successes
That's
again.
twice.
That's twice.
Our roll-
One genuine
tonight.
crit, 1/2 that counts for focus. And I guess I see no reason to reroll any of these.
Go.
There is no logical reason to reroll any of those.
So we get 2 momentum back. No. Yes, because that's 5.
If you want to pull 2 momentum, and then what do you want to do with the other 2?
Wait.
The other
So
difficulty.
right.
If it's
You wanna-
difficulty 2.
That's right.
tell me what I learned first, and then maybe I'll consider an obtain information spend.
There we go.
Okay. What you have basically learned from this, for sure, Dr. Sorlo can tell that none of them are being treated for radiation sickness.
Yeah.
They're all being treated. It looks like he's trying to ease their suffering.
Can I observe anything in him? Like, does he seem nervous to have a doctor in the room here? Does he seem oblivious?
That's not the medicine check you just rolled.
Okay.
This was to determine how they were being treated.
Sure.
So I'll let you ask questions pertaining to that. If you want to roll a new roll and try to analyze him and how he's acting around here, I'll let you do that, but you're not going to be able to spend the momentum to get extra questions on that
Okay.
unless you roll successes again. Or unless you have the momentum to spend. Do you have any other questions you want to ask pertaining to this roll with the medicine check?
The medicine check is anyone here like close to death?
Yes.
Great.
There
How
are
many?
there are 2 of them here that look like they have even with the medicine that you have now, it looks like they are in critical condition and would require long-term treatment. Even with the medical facilities on board the Sally Ride.
Okay.
This level of radiation poisoning has been onset over time, it looks like, just from
How
the looks
long?
of it. From just glancing, you can't really tell, but your guess as a medical doctor, and especially what you've learned from your previous scans, is this has probably been over the course of at least a few weeks.
Yeah.
Acute and long-term radiation poisoning look really
Would
different.
transporting them kill them?
That would be a medicine check to find that out.
Ooh.
Oh, do we already run out of questions to ask from that awesome roll?
I'll let you, if you want to ask that question.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
transporting
because you
would
also have
not kill them.
studious, so if you did that obtain
didn't take
information, then you
studious,
get a...
I think.
Oh, I thought you had. All right.
I think I had
These
it
two
in
do.
an earlier build and then I switched it out for something which might have been a bad call. but-
No.
We have 2 different people as studious. You're fine.
Yeah, you're optimized. You are op, Amy. So, yes, to answer that question,
I can safely transport them out.
transporting them would not kill them at all. No,
right.
absolutely not. You can get them from A to B if you have to.
Doctor,
Great.
what's the condition? Do we need to transport some people out of here?
Captain, a couple of these folks could use some immediate relief.
Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna hail the Sally Ride. Martinez to Sally Ride. Dee-dee-dee.
Sally Ride here. Captain.
Huh?
Static.
Static?
Nothing.
Because we just went under.
We're underground.
Yeah, that's why. That's
you
totally
hear-
why.
Yeah, in the
When
med
you
bay.
press the comm
Something's
system,
wrong.
when you press the comm system, you hear that disheartening dead clicking sound when there's no connection on the other end. Click. Nothing.
Okay, we might have to transport some of these patients to the room we were in previously to at least be able to hail the Sally Ride, and hopefully we can get a transporter lock from there. We might have to do that, right?
Which would
Captain,
mean
can I have a word?
Which would mean moving them
Yeah.
from quarantine.
Private channel.
I want these people to be well as quickly as possible. Am I putting them in any greater risk if I confront the doctor about what's going on right now?
I
They're
don't see
not
why
going to
not.
be.
No. No.
I mean, the answer to that question is
Do you want to show your hand?
What I'm saying is, like, Captain, do I need to act like everything is fine here, or
so that conversation is going to have to happen right in front of him.
I
If you're
can't.
Oh, because
Yeah.
but our suits.
I can't suit
We can only metagame.
Oh, are you suiting the suit?
Yeah, it's a suit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
Private
misunderstood.
channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Beep, beep, beep.
Cool. Yeah. If you want to have that direct conversation, you can.
Yeah. Captain, deception is not my strong suit. I
I
want these
understand.
people well, but
This is private channel stuff for
Okay.
all 4 of us right now.
okay.
This is how we're playing this. We're showing up and we're taking control of the situation. We have information that they don't have. Their people are dying, and we are going to beam them out of here. I don't care who objects to it. We're taking over the situation.
Captain,
And
he's
then-
not even treating the radiation sickness.
Okay.
He's just
Okay.
easing their pain. I don't understand.
Okay. There might be something else going on here, obviously, but I'm not concerned with that right now. I'm trying to get these patients out of here. So you don't have to use any deception. We are doing exactly what we were supposed to do when we arrived. So that's how we're going to play it. Is everybody on the same page? Fantastic.
Yes,
Thank
Captain.
you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, great. Let them know.
Dr. Bob, your patients are dying of radiation sickness.
I suspected as much.
Well, what are you doing about it?
Everything I can, Doctor. Would you like to go through my medical supplies? And he just sweeps his arms across the room and he says, I don't have anything here designed to treat radiation sickness. All I can do is relieve their suffering. It's why we sent a distress signal.
Good.
You
Well,
could have told us. Okay,
I didn't have any way to confirm that.
We
what
understand.
environmental factors are causing your radiation?
I really don't know.
That's
Doctor, you
fine.
must have some idea.
What I want to do now, Dr. Bev, Dr. Shishiros, is can you help us transport some of these patients to a room in this facility where then we can transport them aboard our ship where we have the capability of treating them? Can
We
you
haven't
help
had
us do that?
our transporters haven't been online since this storm broke.
I understand. We have our ship parked here on the planet. Our ship is
Do
here.
that? He
Yes.
leans in and looks at you.
Oh yes, we're Starfleet. We did it. So can you help us move some of these patients that need dire help to a room in this facility? Because right now I'm not able to get a signal through. So
I will tell you right now, I will do absolutely everything
Let's go.
I can. So
Great.
if you want me to, if you think this is in the best interest,
Yes, we think. Yes.
This man and woman are dying.
I know. I'm willing to do that.
go.
I should tell you right now, though, Doctor, if you examine them, you'll see that moving them physically could cause further trauma to their systems. They're in terrible shape right now.
Can we get a confirmation on that, Doctor?
Does that ring true? Is that?
You're gonna have to go over there and scan them.
What?
You're gonna have to go over there and diagnose, scan.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to get an idea.
Wasn't sure if that was like a
so go
common
ahead.
sense thing where I was
so
like,
as you move
"Oh,
over
my
to
bad."
confirm it, yeah.
Your liver's disintegrating. Oops.
It's kind of just leaking out here. Did you need that?
Yeah, it's way better to just leave them there where we're
Yeah,
throwing
with a
painkillers
thing
and
in
absolutely no
Sit
medicine
here
at them.
in the radiation.
Like
That's
relative
right.
risks, kids.
Just a question. Eric, is it just Dr. Bev right here, or did you mention
Lucall
that
is
there
still
was
with you, but there's no
Okay.
other. There's no
medical
other Zach
personnel?
Dorn in here with you.
Thank
yeah.
you, thank you. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to need to make your reason medicine check,
Cool.
and of course your focus will apply.
Yep. May I spend one?
Take your pick.
Yes,
So
and
which
how
one
many
would
of these
apply?
patients are in this critical condition?
There's only 2 in this critical condition.
Okay.
There is a total of 14 Zach Dorn in this room that are on beds right
Got it.
now. Most of them are unconscious. It looks like, again, it looks like they've been given painkillers.
Got it.
Or they've been treated for pain, and they've been put to sleep.
14
or
in beds, 9 triage, 2 dying.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
so the difficulty here is going to be 1.
Okay.
So go ahead and make your check.
I spent a momentum for 1. My target is 17.
Your target is 17.
Yeah.
3 successes.
3 successes.
I'm not surprised with a target of 17. You got to roll 17 or lower on a d20, you're fine.
1 momentum here and
What's
1
the
to
difficulty?
spin into the world.
Okay, so you have an extra momentum. Do you want to ask a question? Do you want to get more information now? What do you?
And this was about the safety of moving the 2 dying
Yes.
people.
Yeah,
so
okay.
much as I'd love to branch that out to everything I can.
His assessment is accurate. It looks like the internal hemorrhaging that has taken place inside of their inside their organs. The radiation has reached such. I mean, it's quite impressive that he's managed to keep them alive. These 2 probably should have expired some time ago.
All right.
But he has managed to use some pretty clever techniques, not surprising for Zach Dorn, to keep them stable. But you can tell just from that roll, you can tell that the treatment level is he's reaching that critical point where giving them painkillers it's keeping them alive or giving them painkillers. Like it's going to be one or the other. And it's reaching that point where that critical decision that no doctor wants to make, where do I let them die so they don't suffer anymore?
His care is becoming palliative.
It's reaching that point where the oath of do no harm is becoming tricky.
Question. He said his transporters weren't currently working.
That's correct.
If they were working, can we transport them from where they are now to our
Oh, I
ship?
see where you're going with this. You want to see if Lar can try to activate
Can
the
I
transporters?
fix the transporters?
You don't know. You're gonna have to get a look at them. But
Okay.
if they are suffering the same malfunction
But,
that the Sally Ride was functioning,
right.
it's possible that you can pull something
But
off.
the question is, can if we got them working, could these people stay where they are and then we can transport them from
Directly
their
to sick
beds
bay?
Yeah, directly.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You guys, if you can get the transporters working, you can absolutely send them directly to the Sally Ride.
So I could suggest that to the captain. Captain, if by chance I am shown where their transporter rooms are located, I could possibly try and get them fixed and get these people transported to our ship. I mean, I know we can't notify the Sally Ride at this moment, but just possibly getting them there would be enough.
I think that might be helpful. Where in this facility are your transporters located?
They're down near our storage base, where we keep most of our supplies, 1 level down.
Okay. Okay. I think
Captain, I would like to accompany the ensign if you are sending her.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do. Okay.
Okay.
If you 2 can go and try to fix that and get a location on the Sally Ride and fill them in on the situation. If you're down there, if you can get a signal. If not, reconvene with one of us, and then we'll be able to get the signal. Doctor, what's the prognosis?
Can I spend my question to ask if there's anything I can do to help here? I brought
Yes,
hypospace.
you didn't get a chance to finish that. So what was your question again? You want to see if there's anything you can do to help?
Yeah.
The truth is your training, along with this doctor's training, dramatically increases their chances for lasting longer. But you are reaching a point where it's going to work against them if you keep giving them painkillers. So what you could do is you can definitely help stabilize their failing organs, but what you're going to be doing is putting these 2 patients through the worst few hours of their lives. But it's
I've got
possible
a
that
starship with a medical bay half a mile from here.
if you can get to that medical bay, then you can do everything you need to do.
Doctor, what's the plan? Are we moving them physically? Are we trying to wait for transporters to be fixed?
We need those transporters. We can't move them physically. I'd love to throw a shoulder under their arms and go, but
Okay.
Their organs wouldn't have been able to take that. I'm afraid, Captain, if you tried to move them, their lungs could collapse. You get the idea.
Okay.
Doctor?
Talon, Ensign Sage, if you guys could head to the transporter room to try to fix that.
Yes,
And
Captain. Yes, Captain.
stay in contact with us. Thank you.
Dr. Bob, Pranaj asked for our help, but Dr. Zarima barely seemed to want us to come. What? Please, we need to save some lives.
I don't have anything definitive to tell you, Doctor. All I can tell you is this, that at the same time that this started happening, I just noticed that the people in charge were acting. Dr. Zarima seems to be acting differently lately.
Differently how?
More nervous than usual. And there's not much more I can say about that, unfortunately. Just that you'd have to talk to her.
What killed Dr. Pranaj?
Radiation poisoning. Would you like to help me over here, Doctor? And he immediately turns and takes one of his hypo sprays and says, we can start stabilizing the organs before the transport takes place. I think that would be the best way to start this.
I think we all picked that one up.
Lying
Yeah.
cat.
Your
Lying
instinct, your instinct,
said to us that he was injured in the storm.
Yep. It was injured.
We all heard that, just
Yep.
so we're clear on what they know.
Yep.
what your instinct tells you from that reply is and I'm not even gonna have you roll for this. You get the impression the doctor wants you to know that he just lied his ass off to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And immediately moves over, like it was just the worst bluff you've ever seen. And he
Extremely
immediately just
intentional.
abruptly, moves over and starts immediately like, oh, mood changes and everything. Let's treat this patient, kind of like thing, you know what I mean? It's not subtle at all.
Doctor, thank you for your efforts.
I just want to ensure you that we are here to help. We're on your side, Doctor. We're going to be sending more people to help and get as many of you out of here as we can. You may not be aware of this, but I was letting Lukal know earlier, and I'm about to let Dr. Zarima, when we speak with her, know this as well. On our sensor suite, we have information that you might be experiencing a planet-ending occurrence right now. This is the type of danger that we're in. Your moon is out of its regular orbit. This is not a regular storm that's
incredible.
happening. Yes, this is something that might not just pass over. So as much as I want to save all of your research, and quite frankly, I'm just going to be blunt with you, I'm getting the impression that your team might be conducting something
Captain,
outside
may
of...
I just interrupt you for a moment?
Yeah,
and just tell
Lukal,
you
go ahead, Lukal.
The thing is I have been doing the best that I can, Captain, and we're all under a tremendous amount of stress. And I think that it's important that you know how much stress that we are all under. Now, we are Zakdorn. You understand what that means?
Yes, but please elaborate.
It means that we are doing the job that we are meant to do as best as we can.
Say no more, Lukal. I need your help. I need you to accompany me to an area of the station where I can communicate with my ship. Can you do that with me, sir?
Am I all right to leave the patient with you, Doctor?
Are you going to be okay, Dr. Shishiros?
Absolutely.
How many more medical personnel do you need here right now?
As many as we got.
As many as we got. Okay, great. Then we're Starfleet, and we're sending over medical personnel in shuttlecraft as we speak. And I need to make that call, and I need your help and your assistance, Lukal.
I'll leave my patient into your gentle care,
Dr.
Doctor.
Bob?
Lead the way, Captain.
You lead the way. We need to go back to that room that we were in
I'll lead
before.
the way, Captain.
Yes, thank you.
And he moves past you. Not a very good poker face as he moves past you. We're gonna cut to Talan, and who's with you?
So we went off on our own. So we didn't see that.
No.
Yeah, we missed all that?
Yeah, you
Okay.
missed all that. Two of you left the room
no.
and went down into the cargo bay. So as you walk into the cargo bay with,
Oh man.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you walk into the cargo bay.
It's okay, you have one of the security officers with you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, Talon, Sage, and let's say Rhett.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna assume again. I'm gonna
Yeah,
assume
Rhett.
that you guys are not without a security officer.
Yeah.
We're leaving Yellor with
Yellor,
Dr.
give me-
My
Shishiros.
security officers are not leaving
Ooh.
the senior staff alone.
Yeah.
That's not what's happening.
Yalor might want to. I'm fine without Yalor's help if you want them to accompany you to.
It's fine. I'm just going to be in the other room, right where we just came from. beforehand. I'm okay.
So you two are down in the cargo. It takes you about
Is this
2
a
flights
new
of
scene?
stairs walking down. What's that?
New scene. New scene.
I'm going to rule this is the same scene. This is happening.
All cutaways.
Yeah, these are cutaways. Same
Okay.
scene though.
Okay.
Y'all enter into what looks like a small cargo bay that's filled with stacks of these canisters. A lot of them look like research materials. A lot of them look like fertilizer containers, things of that nature. But you also see like foodstuffs down here. It looks like this is a basic storage area. As you walk into the room, Lucal goes, this is right in here. And he points, and you see a transporter pad of 2 transporter pads. It's good for 2 people. So it's not like a full-on
So we
transporter
couldn't
pad.
transport like.
Yeah, but you see the control matrix right in front of you for the control for the transporter room.
Wait, did you just say that Lucal escorted them there?
Yeah, didn't you ask Lucal to show you? Did I misinterpret that? Didn't you ask Lucal to show them where the?
I asked just where the room was, and I think that our 3 crew people just went there.
Yeah.
Lucal's with me just to go to.
Okay.
You've got Bob.
So are
Yeah, the
so are the
doctor-
okay? So the 3 of you by yourselves are going down to the area.
Question.
Yeah,
Who wrote the secret message? Was that Bob?
that was Dr. Bov.
Okay.
Who was talking?
That wasn't.
Then I think
As
Lucal
because
is
Dr.
with
Bov
us.
cut you off in mid-sentence, and
Yes.
basically that was a data pad that he held up
yeah.
that had their listening written on it.
Got it.
So
give me
Bob
goosebumps.
is with you and Lucal is with us.
This
it
little call is
sounds.
with us. Okay.
Okay.
No,
Right.
Dr. Bob is still in the medical bay.
Well, that's why he was asking
Okay,
me
okay,
to
okay.
leave his patient.
Let's clear this up.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Dr.
Okay.
Bov left the medical bay with you.
Oh, okay.
As per your request, you wanted him to come with you to help you. And
Oh, I'm
Lucal-
sorry. I apologize. I thought I was asking Lucal. I wanted the doc to stay and
Okay.
do doctor stuff, but
Okay,
whatever,
then
yeah.
we can say that.
Okay.
So we'll say Lucal followed you, and the doctor did not go with. The doctor was the one that flagged. But the doctor's going to stay and work. So Lucal is following you back up to the observation lounge. Okay, the
I'm just
observation
making
deck.
cheery conversation with Bob now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's plastering a smile on their face?
Yes.
And now we have 3.
So the 3 of you. So the
Going
2.
down.
Okay. So Talon and
Sage and Rhett
Rhett, who I'm guessing is Okay.
The security officer.
just
So
went
he's
off
following
and-
you down
Yeah.
into. Okay. So we're all clear now.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
We
So
went
the
down
3
on
of
our
you. So the 3 of you are now down in this cargo bay. Rhett has he's keeping his cool, but you're able to see Talon. You know when an ensign is ready, and Rhett is just kind of like looks like he's ready for a quick draw if he has to. As the 3 of you are down there, you see the transporter pad. You see the controls for the transporter pad. It is fluctuating. It looks like it's flickering on and off. What would you like to do?
Well, I think we should scan it to see.
Like a diagnostic. Or see
to do a
see
diagnostic.
if there's a way we can distribute power evenly through the system and keep it
Yeah,
up
just
and running.
to see what's wrong with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Run a diagnostic if we can. Or
Okay.
can we scan? Like, I don't know
Yes,
if we could scan.
use our handheld sensors.
So I need to know what you're doing and what you're doing. You are going to
both.
run a diagnostic on the transporter, and you are scanning.
It can't. Would a scan? Could we scan it, or is that not going to do anything?
That's kind of like a diagnostic role.
Yeah.
If you're trying to figure out what's wrong with it, that would be an engineering check, and you're
Exactly.
basically going to get into the system and find out where the problem is.
I would say find out what's wrong with it for sure.
What are you going to do?
Run a scan, get an assist.
Yeah, I think we could both just do. Yeah, I
do
can
it.
assist with
Or
a
I
diagnostic.
could
Teamwork
do-
makes the dream work, y'all.
I could go to
Yeah.
like a different power system and see if I can transfer the
You
power.
you need to figure out what's wrong with
Yeah.
it first.
Right,
It may
right.
not
So
be
I-
a power issue.
I would say you can do an engineering diagnostic role, and I can assist.
Okay.
Yeah?
Perfect.
Okay, go ahead.
Difficulty?
Difficulty on this is going to be 3.
And do I use 1 die for an
I'll be
assist?
using
Yeah,
momentum?
it's like the ship.
Okay.
So for your
Possibly more?
assist,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have you roll control. I'll let you use control science on this.
And I'm
Okay.
using control engineering
16.
Yes, you'd
with
be
a
control
focus
engineering.
on computers.
Nope,
No. Why not?
because
Transporter's
this isn't a
different than
software issue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So go ahead
Okay.
and make your rolls.
Difficulty 3. I almost
Do
wanna
you
use
want to
more.
spend another?
Should I spend more momentum and get 4 dice since the difficulty's 3? Would you guys be
Yeah.
okay with that? Okay.
Please.
It takes
And we
2
have
for the
plenty
next
of
one,
room.
It
right?
takes 2 to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
Just
This is
excellent.
definitely just from walking up to it,
Yes, we're
Bonnie.
down to-
So now we're down to 3.
Yeah, we're down to 3.
Bonnie,
'Cause it's
Lark
one,
is able to
and then
determine just from walking up to it that it's a hardware problem as you're walking up. So this is going to be a diagnostic to see where the issue is.
Got it.
Can I
Yeah.
borrow one of your?
Yep.
Your lucky crit roll down. All right, here we go. Oh! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
You can roll that
successes.
assist to Lon.
Okay,
And 2
I
of them
already
were, one was a crit, one was a 2, which,
so 5 total.
oh wait, no, because
Oh,
I don't
you
use
don't
my
have a
focus, so
focus,
never
yeah.
mind. So 4 total.
But still good.
Still good, still a crit.
Okay, so then
and-
you're going to get 1 momentum.
And a success here.
So 2 momentum.
Woo!
Do you want to burn any of that for extra information?
Do we get to decide that after you tell us the results of the roll, or do we have to declare in advance?
No, you
Yeah,
can
let's
let
burn
me
it.
tell you first.
Let's burn
Yeah.
for more information. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah,
if
but
I
we
figure-
want to hear what
Let me
Aaron's
tell
gonna
you
say
what
first.
it is first.
out? Yeah.
I'm just reminding you that you can do that.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you.
So basically what you do, when you sit down and run the scan with a tricorder, you're able to actually pop off one of the side panels to see what's going on. You're able to determine that it is in fact a hardware issue. It looks like the transporter itself is just not getting, it looks like the system itself, maybe it's archaic, but it doesn't have the appropriate hardware inside to actually function at 100%.
Really?
Yeah. It may be an
missing
old
hardware.
issue or whatnot, but as you're sifting through a lot of the wiring and seeing where it's connected to, it just doesn't look
Sabotage.
like this is actually designed to transport anything.
Oh, interesting.
What?
This is stupid.
This is
Okay.
really interesting.
Was it once?
Yeah, Talon.
It was not designed
So
to
do you want to spend that
transport
momentum
anything.
or not?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to find out more.
Okay, what do you want to ask?
Would there be a way that I could use what we have with us to, like, rewire or Frankenstein it together?
I can-
Field engineer it.
I can
Yeah.
tell you, without having you waste your question, I can tell you that if the roll is good enough, I could let you do that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
The
you
roll is good enough. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I don't have to waste my. Okay.
But if you want to ask, yeah, you can ask a question though. Like I'll just tell you that that'll be a roll.
Let me confer with my.
Yeah.
My
Was
plane.
this ever a transporter, or has it been sabotaged, or is it just some other thing? Like what?
What she said.
What components are? What's the nature of
What's
this?
missing?
what
That's
is
a great.
Did they just
yeah.
take
Did
out
they-
What's
did they-
missing?
Did
the
they
power
take
plug?
out parts, or is it just like an old?
Is
piece
that
of
your
equipment?
question?
Yes.
Yes.
So
The
parts
transporter
were
has
taken
been
out.
sabotaged. It is missing vital components to work.
Wow. So they don't want anyone getting off. This is the thing.
You're also seeing some circuit degradation, almost as if it too has been exposed to radiation. Is from
Oh,
your.
great.
That's what your initial.
And does Talon see this too while I'm doing it, or should I relay? I just relay all that.
I would say
information to her.
you probably relay this to Talon.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. This is all that I said.
Got it.
What he said. That's what I said, and I. Okay, so now, so what with what we have, like our tricorders and whatever thing, we could kind of Frankenstein this together and make it work.
It's going to take an extended roll to get this done because it's a full repair.
Yeah.
And how much time would it take to do that?
It's not going to be quick. You're probably looking at maybe. I mean, you're talking about jury rigging a transporter to be able to work without the vital components. It's probably going to be at least an hour.
Our first extended task.
Is there any way I could let the captain and doctor know this through
Sure.
the communications in our suits? Like I know our comm badges are not working, but
Yeah, you
you
could
still
try.
have a
Yeah,
direct
you
link?
could, yeah, you could still
Okay.
use your suits.
I'm gonna put a direct link to the captain and the doctor. A direct link, nothing to her. I don't know, just because it's easier. Well, that's what I'd have to do anyway. And just say, doctor, captain,
SSH.
we are here. Commander Toulon and I are here down in the transporter room. It's going to take us at least an hour to get this up and working. Not only is there some radiation issues, but it looks like the transporter room has been sabotaged in some way. There are parts missing. I don't know exactly how we're going to get this up and running, but we're going to do our best. And I feel with the two of us, we can get it done. But it is going to take some time.
That's fine. We're going to keep Rhett with you, assigned to you as well, to you two.
Okay.
And just be aware that we are in Operation Dumbo Drop right now. So
does
just
that
be
mean?
aware of that. Operation Dumbo Drop, you guys. Dumbo Drop.
Captain?
Oh, this is another movie night reference,
Dumbo drop.
right?
Movie night. I believe Dumbo was an animated film about an elephant.
No,
Operation
I got it.
A Terran animal?
Understood, Captain.
Terran. Yes, a Terran elephant.
Understood, Captain.
Countrymen, lend me your
I got it,
understanding that
Captain.
this is a sensitive situation.
Captain.
Captain out.
Understood, Captain.
Understood?
I will
Great.
relay
believe
that
we
to
are
you.
having the biggest comms discipline seminar after this.
I will relay that
You don't
information
even
to-
know.
I'm making a mental note of that. I'm making a mental note of that. We get back to the ship. I'm gonna let Commander Bruno we need to refresh.
Direct link now, Captain.
Thank you.
So,
As I do that, I'm going to open up a direct link to Commander Lieutenant Talon, not out
Okay.
open, just direct. I'm like,
Poor Rhett. Nobody's talking to Rhett in this whole thing.
Rhett looks like he's nervous and keeping his
Rhett.
eye on
Can
the
I open
door.
it to Rhett? I can
Sure.
put it easier.
Good,
And
cool.
Rhett.
Okay.
And I'm like, I believe what the captain was trying to let us know is that there are ears everywhere. So definitely something about ears. Dumbo, lend me your ears. Really bad movie night. Dumbo
Yes.
Drop was a horrible movie, but I think he wasn't referencing the movie.
Yes.
Yes.
I
That is what I got
agree.
from that.
I agree with that assessment, Ensign Sage, and so
It was better than Can't Hardly Wait. It was the other movie.
I did not like that movie.
I did not like that movie either.
So you're hearing
Irrelevant. Back to the.
So just to
problem.
clarify too, just so y'all know, this is a cargo bay filled with boxes and
Right.
various storage units.
So we can maybe search through the boxes and see if we can find anything useful.
You can totally do that. I was correcting you because you said it was a transporter
Oh,
room.
right,
It
the
has a
transporter
transporter,
room.
but this is a
Right.
cargo bay. But yeah, if you want to search,
transporter
if you want to scan or search the
Pads.
boxes, that's
Two
totally.
transporter pads.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Two
Yeah.
transporter pads.
A transporter pad big enough for two.
Oh,
Yeah.
got
With
it.
that, we would have to get them down to the pads to transport to the ship.
If you're going to use their transporter system, yeah. It doesn't look like they have a site-to-site transport
Oh,
capability.
dear. This is going to be even harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what would you like to do before we move to this next scene? You want to do anything else?
Well, the captain has given us permission to begin working on quote unquote jerry-rigging this transporter pad. So we can start working on that.
I'd like to try. Do we need to roll for this? Or
Yeah.
are
Sure.
You gonna, okay,
Did
like
you?
a roll?
Yeah. Just so I'm clear. So you're not searching the cargo containers.
Oh,
You're
maybe
not.
we
You're not
should. I would-
contacting anybody. You're just gonna.
We've already
Oh,
cut-
can we see if we can contact the Sally Ride down here? We haven't tried that yet.
For what purpose?
To let Commander Rue know that we're going to try and transport two patients to sick bay.
I would suggest we start working on.
But if we can get in touch with the Sally Ride, they can transport them right away. We might take an hour or more fixing this one, and then we'd also have to bring them down here, which could kill them.
But I think the captain has already. Hasn't the captain
It was all
already?
static. They're going up there to do it, but
Right.
we haven't tried contacting them. So
Oh,
maybe
okay.
we
Yeah,
can.
we could try that.
But I think what Talon's saying is like, I'm on my way to literally do
Right.
Oh,
just
that's
that
true.
to fill
Oh,
them in.
right.
So
Double work,
if
kind
you
of.
wanted to again,
We could just start working
Yeah.
on.
That's true.
I'd like to see if we could just get straight to fixing it without searching and being distracted
There could be
by.
something useful
Maybe
down
maybe
here.
we could just like rewire something though first. We
Okay,
try that
sure.
first.
So it's going to take you. It's going to be an extended roll. It's going to take you about an hour to complete this, if you're
Okay.
going to be able to complete it at all.
And this is our first one, right? Our first
Yeah. This will be our
extended
first
task?
extended roll.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll get to that in a second. But we're going to cut back
Okay.
to the Sally Ride right now.
Okay.
Awesome, because I've had an idea.
Sam's like, thank God. So,
actually really dig-
what's your idea?
We are 800 meters away.
Correct.
I
Photon torpedo?
have
yeah, just nuke it.
In the,
Done.
you're like, I know how to save
Prime
these
to
people.
what? Let's get out of here. Starfleet, we lost our captain. Oh, we lost him.
It looks like I'm the highest ranking officer now.
Diabolical.
Going to ruin Uni.
I'm not proud of
Yeah.
What's your idea?
So I sort of did want to be keeping sensors up, and we're honestly not that far. And I've been filling our small craft with my tactical officers. I wanted to just move the runabout out to midpoint. It has a transporter pad I can leapfrog.
Leapfrog. You mean beam from
Transport from facility to
runabout.
the Colorado,
The runabout to the
from
ship.
the Colorado to sickbay.
Just so you know, that is going to be just the same as using the transporters on the Sally Ride.
Okay.
Like you,
Yeah, but I don't have to divert power from sensors if I leapfrog. I can keep searching the
that
facility
you know
while
of.
I do it.
Because you're assuming that the shuttlecraft is not going to
This is my
self.
plan. Whether it can be executed is a separate question, but this is what I would like to try to do.
Yes, what I'm saying is you're going to encounter the exact same difficulties in the shuttlecraft that you were encountering in Sally Ride. So if you want to do it, you can. But I'm just saying that you're going to have just as much of a chance doing it in the shuttlecraft.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not clear, but I'm going to roll with it. Let's go.
Okay, I'm just saying the challenges won't change. You'll still be, like, what I'm saying is when you get inside of the shuttlecraft, it'll be another condition of diverting system power from one place to the other.
The idea is that if I can use the Colorado's transporters, then the Sally Ride sensors are free to continue.
I get it. I'm just letting you know that it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same challenge rating.
Gotcha.
Like it's going to be, but you can do it. Yes.
Sure.
And the Sally Ride will be allowed to scan. But
Awesome.
so I'm guessing you're going to set this up now then. Is that what
This
you're
was
getting?
sort of my idea because the captain did command that I have transporters on standby,
Right.
but also one communicated to me,
Sensors, yeah.
and two did
Cool.
also ask for scanning
Right.
in his initial command.
That's true.
So that is what I would like to have been doing. The second shuttlecraft I have available is
Okay.
full of my very best blasties and ready to go.
Okay, yeah, you can totally do that.
that's what I'd like to
You'll
do.
need to pilot, so we'll need to get a piloting check to get the shuttlecraft about half the distance. That shouldn't be a problem, but because
Yeah.
it's not going to be a very difficult roll. The shuttlecraft is not going to be as affected by the wind shear.
It's literally going the length of the Sally Ride.
It's going to be, yeah, it'll be good. Now, what are you telling Jiv to do? Because Jiv is going to be senior officer once you leave the ship. So, did
Wait,
you?
what part of me leaving the ship was happening? I'm not on the Colorado.
So you are not using.
I'm sending the Colorado. I'm not using.
Okay, so just so I'm clear,
Yeah.
you are not yourself using the transporter pad in the shuttlecraft to leapfrog.
No,
You're sending,
I'm not. I'm sending office. I'm sending.
You're sending security.
Yeah.
Okay.
To park the shuttlecraft there so that
Yeah.
if people need to be sent over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Medical.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought you yourself. You said so I can leapfrog, so that's what I thought you were doing.
So that I can order that be leapfrogged. Any people necessary.
I just
need
when you
be
said the
leapfrogged.
I thought you were saying you
Fair
yourself
enough.
were going.
Totally
that's,
fair.
That's fine.
Absolutely.
So
nah, staying on my Sally.
okay, I got you now. All right, so you're going to send the shuttlecraft about half the distance.
Yep.
So what we're going to do now, you had Shiv getting the sensors up because
Yeah.
you had ordered him to do a scan again.
Yes.
He's ready to do that now.
All right.
Do you want to assist on that? Because he's about to roll for it. Do you want to roll for the Sally Ride?
Yes.
All right, so
I
I'm
would
going to
also
use the science
like to
officer on the
roll
bridge is
for-
going to roll.
Can I roll and assist as the commanding officer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Graves.
I'm going to ask the Sally Ride to spend 1 point of power from her power pool.
Graves.
As he's shunted power from the shield systems as requested and has juiced up the sensor suite.
Appreciate
This
it.
would normally be a difficulty 3 task. It's going to be difficulty 2.
Yeah,
Because
that's my girl.
Sally's got her power back. Difficulty is 2. Go ahead and roll your assist.
I would
It's going to be
like Jiv, or I would like the person taking charge to spend a point of momentum for an extra die.
Wait.
Okay.
The primary role
Yeah.
to have an extra die.
Yeah, okay.
Just so you know, though, I think we're at 4 instead of 5.
It depends on when the scene turnover is.
Because I used a momentum to get more information about the thing. So I did.
I thought that was bonus momentum though.
It was. It was bonus.
Was it? So
yeah.
we were at 5.
Yeah, you're at 5.
And now we're at
so
4.
we had 4 over here. So
Yes.
Using
bad.
momentum.
Let's
That
go.
was our bet. So now we're at 4.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool, let's go.
All right. So you're going to
didn't
spend
do
it
accounting.
and then roll the extra die.
Yeah,
here.
for the primary.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll.
That was cocked. And that is another 2 successes.
Another 2?
Yes.
Okay, that's a total of 4 successes for this roll then. So you're going to gain a momentum back.
2
You-
momentum because it was 3
Yeah,
down to
that's
2.
right. 3 momentum. So,
Maxed out.
yeah, you guys maxed out again. All right.
Yeah, give me that scan of the facility.
So the Sally Ride sensors come up in force.
Yeah.
She has full access to her sensor suite suddenly, and it penetrates right through the ion storm. You hear Shiv go, "Oh yeah, those are some open eyes. Tell me what you see, sweetie. Tell me what you see." And you hear, and you see this full layout of sensor scan. You're able to see immediately just a general sensor sweep, indicates that Talon's initial reading was correct. The moon is falling towards the planet. And it's traveled another 100 kilometers since the last scan.
Whoa.
That is a fast moon.
Hey, that
You hear Ziv.
orbital distances, that isn't as bad as it sounds.
Good though.
Yeah, but it's
The computer
it's gonna speed up
immediately
as it gets closer. So
the-
that's
yeah.
scary.
The computer immediately
Yeah.
doing the read on the momentum and the pace that the moon is keeping as it's getting closer. The computer is automatically telling you that it's 24 hours before this moon impacts on the planet's surface.
All right.
Yep.
Whoa.
It's exponentially.
Okay.
And that just means the storm and everything is going to get worse and worse too.
12 hours before this entire planet becomes uninhabitable.
Okay.
All right.
The storm is
But we
going to
don't know
become
this yet.
catastrophic in the next 6 hours.
Okay.
That's the first part of the scan.
Oh, no, that's the first part. We're
So as you're looking at the
I have Sally Ride on the planet. We don't scan.
So as you're looking at the data readout, one of your security personnel comes up next to you and says, "Commander, we're ready when you are, sir." And right when he says that, your eyes scanning across the screen, you see the scan. You cut through interference and realize there's a lot more than 150 scientists in this facility. A lot more. A whole lot more. Probably somewhere closer to 300 individuals inside this facility. But Rue, that's not what sends your blood spiking. You detect lots and lots of weapons. And a lot of them are emanating radiation.
Oh, those
And I'll just tell you this right now.
little fools.
The radiation they're emanating could only come from biogenic weapons. The signature that they're emitting is some of the most deadly and certainly the most illegal weapons in the quadrant.
Whoa.
And that's where we have to stop for them.
No!
They called for the wrong science.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
called
they
it wrong.
did.
Yeah, so we went a little late tonight, but
Did we?
there's a lot of mystery to unravel. Yeah, we're almost at 1 a.m. for us.
Really?
Yeah, so
Thank you for sticking around, y'all.
yeah, thanks for sticking around. And thank you, crew, for sticking through that game. We were kind of fighting through, but you
That
guys
was
started to
exciting.
unravel the mystery.
That was really exciting.
Yeah, you have now realized this has gone far beyond a simple rescue mission. And Rue, all of your paranoia is like justified. You're like checking the list.
At
Like,
no point has Rue ever been paranoid.
Eric, I'm stressed.
Rue
that
has been right.
we gotta wait a week to save all these people. I'm stressed.
I know,
I'm
yeah.
stressed. Come
So we
on.
gotta wait. So we're gonna go ahead and jump out of here. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. We will see you next Wednesday. The same time, 9:30 p.m. PST. Until then, thank you for joining us, and hailing frequencies closed. Thanks for tuning in to Shield of Tomorrow. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. We'll be here every week with the ongoing adventures of the USS Sally Ride. New episodes air on Geek and Sundry Twitch and Alpha every Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you'd like to see more, you can start your free 30-day trial on projectalpha.com.